here we go. Hi, everybody. Go ahead, Don.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Inside the Green Room here at Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown, Long Island, the world-famous Governors. And we're here with a world-famous
the one and
Long
only
Island comedian, Adam
How
Ferrara.
sweet of you guys.
Yes,
Thank you. It's nice to be home. Yes, I've been working this club since before. This was a broom closet when I started.
Yeah.
Now it's a media outlet.
This is it. We're streaming out to the masses right now.
That's right.
That's right.
Hello, Brentwood.
Yes, bro.
That's us.
That's where Don grew up.
Yeah,
That's right.
We're
You
screaming
can tell by
out,
looking
yeah.
at me.
Next up, Nassau County. You know, we're gonna-
Now, where did you grew up? You grew up with...
I was born in Queens. I was raised in Huntington.
Okay, cool.
And I grew up there, and Governors and Eastside Comedy was the other club's not here anymore.
Right.
And this was legendary, you know.
Yeah.
So when I got out of college, I told my parents, "Well, we've done one of your things. Now I'm going to try one of mine." And I went to an open mic night, and that's where I got bit, you know.
The open mic here?
No, I went to the open mic at Eastside, and
Okay.
then Sunday nights there was you could get on. Jeff Zabrowski was running it, so we could get on here too. So I would haunt these places, and it was just, you know, I remember saying, like, I don't know how long this is going to last,
Right.
but I'm going to ride this horse as long as I can. It's been over 30 years. It could just be a phase, Tony. I don't know.
That's someday you'll get a real job. Make
I'm
your
not going
parents
to make
proud.
a good adult.
Were you a natural right out of the gate, or did you have growing pains as a stand-up? And do you remember?
We all have growing pains. I was fortunate enough to have a damaged childhood, so I had something to draw from. No, but I did. Thank God. God smiled on me and said, "Listen, you sucked at all your other jobs. We're going to give you a little bit of ability here." So I was very fortunate to get a leg up and hit it at the right time, because when I started. That's when the bar owners figured out that comedy's cheap to produce. There's no band.
Right.
There's no. A lot of them didn't even have a mic.
Right.
I used to go to these bars. Like, what time's the show start? There was a guy spit on the floor and went, as soon as you turn around and start talking.
Wow. Yeah, that's...
That's like the
So
Blues
I
Brothers.
worked, and why I worked so much is like I knew enough, because I worked for my dad. So when he did kitchens and bathrooms, and that was, so I was, you know, hauling pipe, and I didn't have the
Fun.
technical ability. Yeah, I was, but I knew enough to keep my mouth shut.
Right.
So, you know, I knew to keep my mouth shut and keep your eyes and ears open. So I knew how it worked and what was responsible of me. So when I had a car, I could get to these gigs, and then when I was doing these bar gigs, a lot of the comics in New York City want to do the bar gigs, but they don't have cars because they live in the city.
Oh, okay.
So I get booked a lot because I would drive. And then the deal was, you would pick them up at the Improv when the Improv was on 40. It was on the west side, 44th. Mm-hmm. Pick them up outside the Improv. You go to do a bar in Connecticut, and you drop them off at the Improv. But I always tell the comics that you're going to get out of my car to get into another car to go home. Where do you live? I'll drop you off. Car was clean. I had water. I was Uber before Uber.
Yeah,
You invented it.
So I would
orders
pick
and
them
everything.
up, and I knew, stick to your time. Don't break. Don't wreck the room, and don't be dirty. And I said, okay, I can do that.
Wow.
So I knew enough to do that, and so those comics were requesting me, especially the ladies. They were like, "I feel safe with Adam." What they weren't. Not that I'm not gonna do anything, but his first sign of trouble, I'm like, hope you can run in those heels.
So was there anybody notable that you drove around in those days?
Patty Rossborough was.
nice.
Wow, yeah.
She really took care of me. She was the one that said, "I like him," and she was doing a lot of colleges at the time.
Wow.
So Patty, I remember that. It was funny. Gabe Abelson, who ended up writing writing for Letterman. So I was haunting the open mics because I'm like, I can do this at other clubs, right? And I enrolled at the Manhattan Punchline School to take the class. There was a bunch of people there because I wanted to learn, you know. Yeah. So Gabe was teaching the class. 2 nights later, I'm picking him up for the gig. It was a Gary Grant gig.
Yeah.
And I picked him up and I opened for him. He came off. We get back in the car. He goes, I can't teach you anything.
Wow.
He goes, you got it.
Wow.
He goes, you got it. Just work. He goes, you just need seat time. That's all you need. You need stage time. That's all you need.
So when a teacher tells you something like that, you
Yeah.
must have been like, you know.
He was very kind, Gabe. He was very kind to me. He was very honest with me. And that's what I remember. Because you know how many people, it's like, if you take my 6-week course.
Yeah, and buy these books.
Yeah, buy
Right,
these books.
right.
And, you know. So, but yeah, he was very kind to me and encouraging. You know, he was because he was great. And he was I learned, from him, I learned the economy of words. Because I looked at, you know, he said, you're a little wordy getting to the point. So, and I was just lucky enough to just have the next thing show up when I needed it. You know,
when John Truson teaches a class here, at
Truson was
Governors.
great. Truson
Yeah.
Truson used to run the open mic at Chuckles in Minneapolis.
Right.
good old
Yeah.
For those of you listening who are not from Long Island, we'll mention cities you're in.
Long Island history lesson.
Yeah,
Chuckles
that's
was
it. Right now, we're right behind the Tri-County Fleet.
Where Spit and Uncle Sam used to be over there.
Chuckles was great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Truson was another guy that said, who
Right.
helped me a great deal, and to this day still does. My
Yeah.
my third or fourth special, he gave me the call back to wrap it up, and I went, "That's a comic."
But yeah, I took his class and he used to show videos of comedians but without the laughter.
Yeah.
Just to show you exactly how little you're saying during during the time.
Yeah, a lot of times the jokes don't work because there's too many words or the wrong word.
Yes.
Yes. That's when I found, like, I got a bit now. If I don't say the word battery, it doesn't get a laugh.
Okay.
Okay, I got it.
Right.
So it has something to do with vibrators then?
What? No. It's my wife is into I don't want to. My wife's into she's a natural healer. Right?
Oh, okay.
So she's into all that stuff. So
That's cool.
She goes, you need more magnesium. I was like, great. I'll lick a laptop battery. If I don't say laptop battery, the joke doesn't work.
There you go.
It's all words.
And it's just a laugh getting to the next laugh. So then you find out what's a punchline, what's a laugh.
Sure.
You find out all this stuff as you stumble your way through it.
But licking the battery must help because
I'm high right now. Thank you, Ray.
There you go. But because Joe Curry your old friend, he came by last night. I know you grew up with Kumia.
Sure.
Those guys now, and you're all around the same age.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, they're a little bit older than me. They went to Northport. I met Joe when I was working at the Waldwoman Fence Company. Route 110 here in Long
You guys
Island.
installing fences.
More locals.
Is it still around? Yeah.
Still there?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still there.
do they have your picture up?
Yeah, they have to have.
Adam worked here. But my point is, though, those guys look like they're like 20 years older than you. That
No, you do look great. Is it the baby blood or
I
something?
read at a third grade level. That keeps me young.
it's a good.
No,
idea.
I don't know. We're just living life, baby.
I know.
It's so cool that the three of you guys were all working together at one point, and then probably dreaming of these days, and now here you are.
They gave me permission to do it because when we were kids, I would come home. We had no money. We were at the apartment. That was our playground.
Right.
And we'd duck in a landlord. The landlord was coming looking for his rent, and there was a hole in the sheetrock wall. You're standing in the wall. So what happened was they were in a band. Joe Buck, Anthony's brother, and Anthony was a singer, and Joe was a keyboard player.
Yeah.
And I remember every weekend they were out there doing it, and it gave me mental permission to do it because I didn't know. I was a guy like me was even allowed to do that. So when I saw them doing it, I said, "Well, I'm going to try what I want to try." And it was funny. I had Steve Vai on my podcast.
Oh,
He
nice.
was from Car Place.
Yes,
And I
him and
remember-
Satriani.
Yeah, and I remember when I found out he was from Car Place, I'm like, well, if the guy from Car Place can do stuff, I can do stuff.
exactly.
So I told him that, and he was laughing, and he was like, you see that stuff when you get, I don't know what it was, when you have to have the, I'll go back to the phrase, it was given permission to do it. For some switch in my head goes, do it, because you don't realize you can do things,
Sure.
Right, yeah,
Better
because
out
you
of
feel
it.
like this might be my life. I'm a Huntington guy.
This could be
gonna
it.
Yeah, I'll be, work with my dad or whatever, and then the rest of the world opens up for you when you
Hopefully.
yeah.
Hopefully, he's back with your dad. Go, is that out of your system? I have to go.
All right,
I
cool.
gotta close that out.
Adam,
but-
thank you so much.
So it's scary in here, right? That's
It's
the
Scary
album.
in Here is my latest special. It's on YouTube. Check out my podcast, the Adam Farrar Podcast, where we get your podcast. Who have I had on that's fun? Kevin James was on it. Edie
Nice.
Falco, also from Long
Nice,
Island.
Jackie, you guys.
Steve
are-
Vai, like I said.
Right.
Nathan Lane did one for me.
Nice.
Newark boy.
he's close, close.
Jay Leno, Boston dude.
That's all right.
Who else have I had on this?
Me and Don, we're
Gabriel
available.
Iglesias.
Yeah, if you want more Long Island guys. But hey, Tony, take a selfie, all three of us, real
Okay,
quick
cool.
before Adam goes.
All right. Here we go.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adam.
Well,
thank you for your time.
Adam
Really
Farrar,
appreciate it.
everybody. Catch
You
him
too,
here.
brother. Thank you very much.
Sold out show tonight here at Governors.
That's right.
Adam Farrar. Yes, indeed. Awesome, Adam Farrar.
Very nice.
That was cool, man.
That was very cool. Yeah, we know we promised them to you. And we didn't even get to do the intros or anything because he came right in and said, all right, I got to come on.
Yeah, he came in. I was glad he did because he was pacing the hallway, not really looking at us at first. So we weren't sure if he was going to do it because a lot of times comics will promise you ahead of time that they're going to do it. And then, it's game
don't.
day. It's showtime. So sometimes they're not in the mood to do it or for whatever reason. But Adam's a man of his word, Long Island dude.
Yes, he is.
Told some great stories.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was great.
So much appreciated. Glad we got him for a few minutes. And this is the only place you can see him because the show is sold out. You can't get tickets. So you saw him here. There you go.
Is that the shot? I don't know the system. Is that the shot that's up now, or are we the little box?
We're the little box.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's Don and I. Little penises. We get little boxes.
There you go.
The big thing is that would be like
That's the preview. And
yes,
that's the program.
exactly. You're right. So I can switch around. Depending on.
Very cool.
But so I'm previewing the hallway
case,
so
yeah,
see who's walking around.
There's quite a few comics out there for the Giggle Room. Peaches Rodriguez is around. She's hosting, so I don't know if she's coming in or will be able to. We got Art Sill was back there. He says he's coming in. And who was the other dude?
Roy George is hanging around. In fact, I can see Roy right now. I don't know. I'll put it. See, that's the camera angle. If you guys
you might be able to see his hand. Maybe.
Yeah, you can barely see him back there, but because there's a glare. He is there.
Roy George.
Mike Tansey is out there. It's
a cool night for comedy, man. Is it too late for people to come in if they're just listening in now?
Not to the Giggle Room. Well, the Giggle Room, I believe that show starts at 8. So if you're local, and I mean, it's 8 o'clock, but probably more like 8:10 by the time the show starts. So yeah, if you're not too far, you'll definitely see a good comedy show. There he is.
Yes.
Guys still here? What the hell's going on now?
What, you found out you still have time?
Yeah, excellent.
I heard there was Colin just went up, so I got in like 5 minutes.
Oh, excellent.
Oh, okay.
Colin just went up. I'm sitting going, well, I got to sit everything.
All right, let's get to the brass tacks here.
What is the?
You got Mary is hosting out there.
Yes.
Mary Capone.
How annoying is she? No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
We love Mary.
That's good. Piss off someone named Capone. Yeah. What the hell is wrong with you?
You're absolutely right.
True indeed.
Yeah, but she's like a born again or something. Oh, is that Tim Gage?
Hey, Tim
Gage is here.
Tim Gage, ladies and
Look
gentlemen.
at this.
How are you, baby?
All right.
You hanging out?
Just for a second, I came by to see Adam.
Yeah, so here we go.
Uncle Vinny's last
We didn't get enough.
Yeah.
Gage opened for me last week.
Oh,
2 weeks
nice.
ago?
Yeah.
It's all a blur.
Tim rocks, yeah.
How are you, pal?
From out east, exit 55.
Yeah.
No, 62.
60,
Oh,
way out
62?
east.
Way out
Yeah.
east.
Hang on, I got
61. Yeah, 61, I think it is.
That's
I've
great.
only been living there 35
He goes
years.
home
and I
every
know
day.
that.
He doesn't know. The car's just on that.
Is that 61 Patchogue? Where's 61 again? Because I'm all the way at 69.
Coram, Port Jefferson.
Oh, Port
and,
Jeff. That's
Patchogue.
Yeah.
This is why the
yeah.
listeners come in.
Yeah,
This is it. It's comedy and GPS. This is what it is.
hilarious. How
Hold
you been,
on.
Adam?
There was
You been
traffic on the Sagatros.
You been in New York all week?
Yeah, I fly out to Florida tomorrow and
Oh, yay.
do this. Yeah, it just keeps going.
What else you going to do?
What else?
You going to unload shelves like I do? Or
Is that what you're doing?
No. Unload a truck or something? You know?
I gotta go. Yeah, I gotta
Dude,
go to
you got to
Florida.
make money. That's
Please,
the
yeah.
whole idea.
Turns out my wife eats every day. Who knew?
Yeah, I mean,
Son of a bitch.
3
Yeah.
times a day too.
Please, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. So,
Anyway,
but yeah. So, what were you asking him, Tony? Because I know you were in the middle of getting to the Brax. Oh, about Mary Capone and all that stuff, and then, but yeah. So, how's having a sold out show coming back to Long Island? You know, yeah.
it's fun. It's fun to come back here because it's. And we were talking the other night. We were writing stuff on
Yes,
the way
we
home
were.
because we're just babbling. Here's
we
the thing
both
about
bombed. No, we no.
we both comics. It's like after how's your world? How you good? You good? You this? The guy, and then go. All right, help me with this joke. That's it. That's
that's it,
how.
yes.
It's
Back
all
and
about the back and forth because we finally have someone, not a civilian. you
Right,
know?
right,
Right.
You know, that's why I gravitate towards the circus freaks that we are, because it's a code. Like I had an ex-girlfriend who was very sweet and very astute.
Yes.
She's like, "How's Adam feeling?" She goes, "I won't know till I go see his act."
Yes.
Wow.
And she's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Adam. Like I think telling another comic a joke, because it's kind of hard if you just tell it to another person and they start laughing. You go, oh yeah, that's gonna
Yeah.
work. But when you tell it to a comic, it's like, yeah, there's something there.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, oh, it's not as funny as I thought it would be.
Yeah. But the thing is, because we used to do this for how many times we would work, so we knew each
30
other.
years.
I knew when he had
30
long
years.
hair.
Yeah, I've seen those
Like
pictures,
Benjamin
yeah.
Franklin looks
Hilarious.
So we would all
Yeah, I lost a good joke on that one when I shaved my head.
on Sunday nights we would come here and
Yes,
work
work
and we
on
would
our
all
stuff.
help each other out. And that's the thing I missed when I moved to LA. There's no sense of community like there is here.
Really?
No.
Yeah, no,
it's really-
Richard Jenny's girlfriend, I believe. When he passed away, I saw her at the wake. She goes, in Brooklyn, and she's like, I see why Richard always wanted to come home.
Yeah.
It's because all these comics came
Yeah,
by,
there is-
and they
yeah.
just did
Wow.
everybody, you know, out there. It's a different.
Yeah, and even like when I started, we would all help each other. We would all try, because then we were all working together. Because once you start headlining, you don't see your friends anymore.
Right,
Because the next generation is opening for you. And then, you know, the Cellar is good. I work out at the Cellar, so I'll see all my old friends at the Cellar a lot. But it's not like it used to be. You know.
So is that why you came back from L.A. for that?
I'm a better comic in New York. Well, a lot better comic in New York because there's more stage time. More stage time. There's more energy in the city. There's more life to draw from. There's more source of inspiration.
Right.
And you're working with killers.
Yeah.
Well, right.
You're gonna
There's nothing.
You got to throw smoke, man.
But the audiences are mostly tourists, though, aren't they, or no?
They're touristy, but you get a lot of NYU. But it's New York City. It's like I always looked at it this way. When I went on the road, it's like buying cocaine. You go out, you buy a bag of cocaine. You come back to the city, you boil it off, you make crack. Because you can get away. Let's say you write 3 new minutes on the road. You come back, here's it.
It's 30 seconds.
Right.
It's a minute.
Exactly.
It's a minute of a joke, and the rest
Exactly.
was just kind of, hey, look at this. You know, it's like,
And the Cellar's one of those rooms too, where it's so like small and compact, and it's killer after killer after killer.
and the ceiling's low, so the laughs bounce.
everything's
Right, right.
it's just. Do you feel when you perform in a place like that with so many killers on there? Is there a different mindset going into it, or is it the same as like performing?
Yeah, you
here?
can't here it's like I'm doing an hour tonight, so I can go on and I can stretch, I can breathe a little bit, I can play, I can go this goes here, so I get more work done here,
Right.
because I'm putting a new special together. So
Right,
like Vinny's, we
talking
went
about
through the
that.
whole thing.
Yeah.
We were talking about structure. I was like, does this go here? What about this joke? And those lines you gave me.
Yes.
Died. They
Didn't
just
work.
died.
Joke.
Bitch.
Yeah.
No, that's cool,
But
though.
the Sallie, I got to work on this, and you really, you gotta. I ran into a bunch of comics, and in the, they're like, am I gonna try to joke? And sometimes you chicken out. Like,
you just go.
I'm killing. I'm not gonna break
yeah.
this ride for 15 minutes. Let me just,
So when you got an hour, you could space it up, try some of the new stuff, get the special ready.
Yeah, you stretch out, you can breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
And then when you go listen to it, like, okay.
It's frustrating because, like, I remember seeing Ted Alexandro in the city when I was doing stand-up or whatever, and he just destroyed the room.
Yeah.
And I just left and started kicking garbage cans and stuff. Like, what am I doing? This guy just blew the stage. What the hell am I doing this for?
Yeah.
So, it's very frustrating.
I've seen you kill a room, pal.
Thank you very much. I
Yes.
appreciate
Absolutely.
that, but it's
Engaged
still,
all the
it's still
time.
trying to get
There
that.
she is, Mary
There she is,
Capone,
Mary.
ladies and gentlemen.
How much time we got?
Hi, Mary.
So, not just about 10. I saw
About 10? All right, cool.
Hey,
cool.
how are you? All right.
Cool. All right, I'm good.
All right, cool.
I'll be all right. I'm in pregame.
Right.
Yeah.
Would you have any rituals?
He used to.
Then the judge thought it was a good idea if I stopped.
Back in the old day, Adam would be in the parking lot at 1 o'clock going over his set.
Yeah. I don't mumble anymore. I used to have when I went up. I used to for some reason the words "all right, here we go" used to come out when I was younger. But then when I got I was on a TV show called Top Gear. It was a car show.
Yes.
And my dad was a car guy. Big car. That's how I can't fix them. I can understand them.
Right.
I couldn't fix them when they had a carburetor. Now that's gone. So, but I love cars, and I got into it because of my dad. And I got the gig. He passed away, so he never saw me do the gig.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, wow. Bummer.
Yeah. Never got. He would have just. I would have flown him out. I would have had him drive those cars.
Sure.
Yeah.
So when he passed away, this was my mother bought my father this ring when they got engaged.
Oh, nice.
And this is my wedding ring.
Wow.
So the ritual I had in Top Gear, every time I got in the car when nobody was looking, I'd hold the ring up and go, all right, Pop, look who we're driving today.
Nice.
This costs more than the house we grew up in. It's a Ferrari F12 Berlinette. Top ends at 212 miles an hour. We're going to see if we can get there. Got it to 188.
Wow.
The fastest I ever gone was 188.
You shitting yourself or what?
No, but here's the thing about just doing a regular speed run. We usually do them. We would do them on runways because they're smooth and groomed. This was a causeway in Utah.
Right.
Water here. Me and a red car just screaming.
Oh, no.
I'd be
The
terrified.
helicopter's coming this way, right, so I got to get
Right.
the shot. So it's like you're terrified, but I still got to talk to the camera.
Right.
I'm going through the gear. Nobody wants to look at that.
Right.
So you got to talk to the camera and scream, and all the emotions coming out.
Well, yeah, as I'm crying, they'd want to see that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'd be doing.
So I got up to 188, and when you get to $140, the car starts getting light. You can feel it.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
why all the
Oh,
arrows
boy.
there to keep it down.
Yeah.
So around
Thank
$140, I'm like, I felt okay, and then 188 is like, and I was like, all right, because that dead. That's what happens. There. So that's a 212-mile-an-hour car, and I was doing a bucket. I thought my hair was on fire, screaming. The car was like, take him away. He bothers me.
Wow, man.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
fun. So I mean that kind of thing, stand up leading to that and leading to acting,
Right.
is just. Sometimes when I feel bad, and Tim knows this,
Yes.
I feel bad a lot. We always talk about our
We
anxiety,
share
depression,
anxieties and stuff like that.
but
It's
when I
very
look back and
relatable.
look at what I was afforded to do, and
You were
I'm
great
still-
on Nurse Jackie,
Oh,
pal.
thank
You were
you.
great.
And Rescue Me too.
I got
Yes.
back with
Yeah.
Edie Falco. 2 years I was on that show. It was just me and her.
Yeah.
She's from Northport. Northport.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Northport represent.
All right, Northport here.
Yeah.
John Glenn.
That was me, John Glenn.
Yeah.
But Northport was a drug haven back then.
Yeah, but that was
Really?
murder. Remember
Yeah.
the murders?
Please
Yeah.
keep your
The
mouth
devil-
shut. They haven't found
Oh,
me.
I know,
devil
right? Now it's all whatever.
The devil stuff.
But I've been allowed to do that. You know,
Yeah,
to see
sure.
what stand up has given me. You know, I always think of it because it's also how you identify yourself. You know, because I'm a comic. You know, I was fortunate enough to do drama, so I studied acting. So a lot of people know me from TV, and they're like, God bless them. We sold out tonight. It's great. They come see me. And then after the
Right.
show, someone's going to say, I didn't know you were a comic. I'm like, what did you think was going to happen?
There's a meet and greet.
I think I was going to do burnouts in the parking lot. What did you think I was going to do? Show up in a fireman outfit?
Aside from stand up, most people know you from the car show.
Top Gear, Nurse Jackie. I get Top Gear is all the gearheads and the kids and the families who watch
Right,
it.
right.
For some reason, I get a lot of gay guys and Jamaican nurses from Nurse Jackie.
Hey, whatever sells tickets.
Big Jamaican lady came up to me. She was a nurse. She goes, "She did you so wrong. Come take a picture." That's great.
Nice.
God bless you. Gave me a big hug. And the firefighters were so kind to me recently.
Oh, they're a loyal bunch,
Oh,
man.
they
they
are the
let
real
me
deal.
sit at their table for the meal.
Wow.
That was like,
Ooh.
that was.
They approach in as one
Yeah,
of their
that's
own.
that's like the mob. That's not to be
Yeah.
taken lightly.
No,
Yeah.
and just to see what those guys do, and just to hear the stories, and they shared their humanity with me, and then that kind of courage when the bell goes off.
Oh yeah.
You don't see anybody's color when you run into a flame.
Yeah,
That's right.
You know,
way.
they just
Yeah.
they don't care who you
Human
voted
being,
for. They
yeah.
don't care who you love or what God you pray to. They're there to get your ass out.
That's right.
And I'm like, that's a special kind of person right there.
Yep, absolutely
And
right.
I've been very
And
fortunate.
Adam's not.
No,
It's
if I
He's an actor.
I'll call them. I'll call the fire department. I'll do that. I'll do my part.
right.
But even on a TV show, I didn't know. I was the chief. I pointed. Time to get in there. Be careful, it looks hot. God damn it. Cut. Thank you, Adam. So, all right, boys. I gotta go.
You gotta get
Thank
out
you
of
so
here.
All
much.
right, thank you. Really appreciate it very much.
Have a good set.
Awesome.
All right, I'll be around. Good to see you. Thank you for the work.
All right, Tim Gage.
Yeah, how are you guys?
Good. How you doing, man?
All right, we're hanging in there. You know,
Yeah, it's
it's
always
good
good
to
to
see a club sold out and
Yeah,
people
absolutely.
out and all that.
Yeah.
The hallways are packed with
Yes.
comedians. It's electric. It's the way it
Yes.
should be around here.
Yes, it should be.
Now you just came in. Is it snowing or anything yet?
No, it's not.
All
It's
right, it's good.
it seems clear. I don't know. It's
Good.
as
good.
long as it's not windy, I can handle.
Yeah,
handle this
exactly. I
stuff.
can handle it. It's been,
Yeah.
I don't even want to say it out loud about this winter so far. But
Yeah, so far so good.
Well, yeah, I'll take windy over snow,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
especially because you got a half-hour drive home. I want you to be safe.
Yes, thank you.
I'm going out that way with you, man.
That's right. Yeah, you're even further. Yeah. Wow.
Where are you at?
I'm Manorville, so I'm like,
Okay, yeah, you are further than me.
Yeah, 60 exit 69, 70. Sometimes I'll get off at 70 for the Wendy's,
Right.
you know. But but how you been, man? So I think it's pretty cool, you know, that you're with Adam and trying to give him, pointers and stuff.
I don't give him pointers.
Well, just helping him punch up his.
Fuck him. I want him to die, and I take his place. Don't you understand?
Right.
This
Yeah,
is the American way. America's that way. No, we were talking about that because, like, years ago, a lot of comics would just talk about their acts and give you lines and what you should do or whatever, and it doesn't seem to be the way it is now. But everybody on Long Island was helping everybody out. I mean,
Yeah.
Joey Kohler and Gary Valentine came to me and said, that that fuck it joke, you could use that at the end when you're at the beach. I'm like, I never thought of that. You know what I mean? And then I did, and you know, it's like, holy crap.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I still see that sometimes with, back here. I see guys doing that, which is nice.
Right.
But let's, the truth is, you were showing up hoping Adam would say, "Come on out and do a set." That's
No, we talked that in the car. Of course, that's what I was looking for, but I was a little late. No, no, I told him that. I said, if I'm not doing anything, I'm going to stop by and say hello, and and he's like, "You want to do a spot?" And I'm like, "Well, if I'm there on time, But he's going to do an hour, so I mean,
Right.
There is a time limit to a show, I think, because audiences just
right. They've had enough.
had enough. Yeah. Thank you.
Which is what, 90?
90's probably your best. You know what I mean? Any 2 hours and they're done.
There is something special about the old school.
I mean,
way.
you'd have to be really famous and really funny to
like
keep it
Chappelle
going.
or something to do for 3 hours or something like that. But yeah, I like having a open middle and a closer.
Yes.
In certain situations, like we've talked about the Comedy Cellar, it's different because everyone's a headliner pretty much on a good night.
Yeah. But that's what you strive for, to keep going up and getting. I always say, people always like, what can you give me any advice? And it's always just keep going up, man. Just keep going up.
Yep.
Find out where you can go and do a set and all that. Just keep going up. That's what Zabrowski had told me. Just keep going up. I used to go, yeah, but shouldn't I do this? And he's like, just go up. Go play with it. You figure it out. And,
right.
And
how do you
all
know
that.
when you totally got it?
You don't.
Yeah.
No.
Right. So it's like
comedy is one of those things that's constantly working and constantly, I had a really good sit down in, New Jersey, and then the next night you're like, it wasn't as good as last night, but you're always working. At least I am always working on material and all that other stuff. I mean, I came up with something this week that's, I didn't do any shows yet, but it was like, I'm in big trouble because I don't have $3 million that the Wall Street Journal said I should have to retire comfortably. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like,
I love
my
that,
life is shit. Thank you very much for putting that.
Have $3 million.
Yeah, right.
That's all.
Yeah,
three.
As long as you get $3 million, you can have a great retirement.
But I mean, like, I'm always working. I'm not that I'm always sitting there going, "Oh, what should I?" No, to me, that's. Like my cousin, it's got to be obsessive compulsive because he's always writing new shit.
Right.
He's
new
got
hours,
specials
another special, and another
shows,
this. And I'm, and he's very disciplined. He's up and me. I get up, I go to work. You know what I mean? I read the pay, and then that's how I got the the Wall Street Journal. I was on the internet, and thanks. My life shit. Thanks for reminding me that.
Is there any performance that you've done that you try to measure against all your other performances? Like, is there this great night that you had that you're like, I gotta get that again?
That's a good question.
That's it. It's a really good question, but I don't think I've ever really reached. Like, I don't think a comic sees it, because what the hell was his name? Damn it! Oh, damn it! Worked with Sam Kinison and stuff like that. Was here all the time at one time.
Did he just pass away?
Yes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Why can't I think of his name now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Really funny guy.
Yeah, he's great. He's a legend too.
Yeah,
he's
a legend.
one of the outlaws.
Yes,
Yeah.
One of the outlaws. And I'm here in the at Governor's, and he's crushing. The room is just effing going crazy. And I just leaned to the waitress. I'm like, how the fuck does he do this? And she was like, "Oh no, you do that too." And I'm like, "No, I don't. I don't. No, but I'm not even close."
You do though, but you
Carl LeBove.
Carl LeBove, yes, thank you.
The great
yes.
Carl LeBove. And he was
LeBove.
just crushing this room, and I'm like, "How the hell does he do it?" And
but you do have that too. I've seen you perform quite a few times,
but I still don't see
kill.
that.
I've never seen
I don't know
even
why.
back in the day when you used to close out the open mics that I would be at. You were like the headliner a lot of times. This is back in like the late '90s. You always killed. You were always the guy. So like,
thank you. I appreciate that, but I don't. I still don't. I haven't had that where I was like, "Yay, euphoria!"
Right.
I don't have
well,
that,
that's your drive. That's what keeps you going. You're
Yeah.
chasing.
Right. But is that a Tim Gage thing, or you're saying all the comedians have that?
I don't know. I think a lot of comedians probably have it. Any real comedians, But you always want it. Like a lot of times, club owners and stuff like, go out there and get him. Hell, that's what we're always thinking now.
Right.
You don't have to
Right.
tell us that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you always want to do good.
Right. Yeah.
You don't turn to James and say, no, duh.
No,
you
no,
don't-
no,
I
of
wouldn't
course
do
not.
that.
Of course. Yeah, I'm thank you. I'm ready to go.
I'm gonna go out
Whatever
there
you
and
say,
do my
James, I'll be
best.
more than happy to get up there and be happy. But I mean, like I've had bad sets where you just don't. It's just the audience, and there's nothing you can do about
Right.
it.
Yeah.
And then you question everything, and it is what it is. But my humor comes with just going through life, and something funny comes by, and like my the guy from Vietnam getting yelled at work and saying he broke my ball. I don't know if you saw that, but like. And then I'm like, I was called in I was like, no, it's balls unless you have one testicle and it's ball. And that my boss called me in and said, did you tell Hung he only had one ball? And I had to sign it down.
And his name's
That
Hung?
didn't happen, yeah. But that never really happened. But he did come out and say he broke my ball. And in my head, this thing
Right,
just
all this-
freaking roll. I said, with this woke shit, all that other crap, this is, So, and I got a bit out of it. So
That's good. Yeah, good.
I just go with my life, and like what did I do with Colin this week? I was like, I got to go. I got to scan certifications into the computer, and he's just like, he just thinks it's hilarious. My life is miserable.
It must be nice though, like because something like that happens. You're accused of busting his ball. All you gotta do is get your phone out and put it in. Like,
Yes.
you don't have to. Give me a pen.
Oh,
Give me a
yeah,
pen.
right,
No,
yeah,
I always
nowadays-
had like a pad, but now it's
Right.
always in my phone.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
always,
yeah.
You can even record it
Putting
on there,
stuff.
like as a
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like,
so funny.
I love that his name is Hung too.
yeah,
Yes.
no, but that's I don't even know if the guy knows I'm doing it. Right.
One day he'll come out to
right,
see you.
I'm gonna have to give him $50 and say that's what
Ladies and gentlemen.
that's what Robin Williams paid for a joke,
Yeah,
all right?
right.
$50. There
Yes.
Yeah.
But and the other guy did say that the Chinese girl was hot and she was actually Korean, and that's when I was like, so that did go through. So like I go through my life and just pick the things up that come around and try to get it on stage. That's the magic of it,
Right.
I was just
Somebody had
talking
said to me, the magic of it is take it from here and get it up there.
now, like with a lot of stuff going on in the time, like the balloon, the Chinese balloon. And all that. Do you write like for the trends that are happening, or you kind of stay away from that?
I used to do it, but you can only do those jokes for a week or
Yeah,
two.
right,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? So I, like when my cousin was on Saturday Night Live, I would send in stuff, and I'd be like, "Oh, this is gonna make it," but it was Tuesday. God knows what's gonna happen on Thursday.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Every day something.
So it's I mean, I could do it. I normally go with that, when they're like, this man slaughtered his family and everything. I'm like, you're not allowed to do that, in my head. Right. As I'm driving in the car, and I'm like, nobody heard that one, But I mean, that's it's very hard to stay with that because the joke's only gonna work for a little while. I mean, people still do jokes that go back 30 years.
Right,
That's
yeah.
just,
talking Bill Clinton jokes or whatever.
Yeah, right. I remember when. Yeah.
But what's cool is the time when your cousin, we can say who he is, right?
Yes,
Colin
Quinn.
Colin Quinn.
Colin Quinn.
When he was doing the news on SNL, that must have been a great time for you just to send in those kind of jokes.
No,
quick.
because a lot of my jokes did not go. It's very frustrating. It was very frustrating, and but it was very joyful when he did two of them. Because like when JFK Jr. died, I wrote in, well, that should even the sides for ski football. Like 2 years before, one of the cousins died during playing ski football. So, and I was like, this is going to make it. This is going to be it. And Kyle's like, nobody knows that there was a ski football. They're not going to fucking remember that. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, So, like, you were handing stuff in, and, one was the Olympics that they were doing, and somebody that skates for an hour is not 16 hours a day is not an athlete. It's somebody with obsessive compulsive disorder. Right. And, my brother should get a medal for checking the doors before going to bed and all night long, getting up and making sure the doors are locked. You know,
That's great.
And the other one was Monica Lewinsky. That that was the big thing where, we all done this as guys. We did the girl at the bar that was a little heavy, and the next day your friends are like, you banged her. No, I didn't. And she comes in, she's got a new hat, thinks she's got a boyfriend now. And I was able to turn to my son, smacking him, and that's my freaking joke that they're doing. So that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. But I didn't realize how hard it is to, But then I thought, I had it made with Colin. Right. I was able to send him this stuff.
Right.
But he was telling the security guys, if you ever come up with anything, just fax me.
I'm
nothing. He was asking people on the street, yes, fax them in. I'll take a look at it.
He was going to ask if you think he was harder on you as a joke writer than the regular writers because he's you guys are cousins. He knows you from little kids.
But I mean I did get the guy that produced it, like the shit that I was sending in. It's just that they have to pay me and they already pay guys that they're supposed to be writing.
Right.
So it's a difficult thing.
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
No, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the beauty, though, of guys like you, that you don't need to be topical. You got a lot of people that will come to a club because they want to get away from the current headlines,
Right.
And so they can just relax and enjoy, your drug dealer son stories, or it's just some
Speaking
funny.
of my drug dealing son stories. I had to go to the house because my son wasn't around. He goes, my friend Steve stopping by real quick. So Steve stops by my house, goes in my son's room, and comes out. And I go, Steve, my son has Venmo, right? If you need that. So Steve starts telling me, yeah, I know. And he realized that I was fucking around, and he just closed his eyes like, that was hilarious. I can't believe you know.
That's great.
So, yeah, there's all that crap.
But it must be. But it must be getting better. I mean, it's all legal. Your son's doing.
Oh yeah, no, it's
so
not. He's just joking around and shit like that.
He's opened up a CBD store.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
CBDs. That's the majority of it because, my son can't smoke. He gets paranoid and shit like that. So he's just CBD. That's all he does is when he thinks he needs it.
They say CBD is awesome. Like it helps you sleep, all kinds of stuff. Helps you with anxieties and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I got
and he's like, I'm getting anxiety and everything. I'm like, welcome to the fucking club. Right. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, but
it's called life.
Yeah,
it's true. We all have it. Everybody suffers from anxiety.
Yeah,
one way or another. Yeah, these kids, they like this whole new generation that loves to complain about everything.
Well, I don't know. I think we all complained, but nobody listened to us. So
that's true.
That's why you guys hit the stage.
Yeah, it's pretty much that. I have people calling, this isn't fair, and my job, they're hiring part-timers when it should be full-time. The union's not gonna. I'm like, well, this is fucking America, all right? People are gonna do what the fuck they want to do,
right?
But that's not fair. We're not fair.
Right.
We're just not. We're people that are not fair. That's that's the way it is.
That's why we have unions, because everything's not fair.
No, it's not.
It's crazy. Wow. So, do you come out a lot to check out like some of the younger guys at all? Do you
Sometimes
keep
I
tabs?
see it. No, I'll find out. Like somebody will say this person's funny and stuff, and.
Do you have any interest at all?
What? Do I have any interest?
Any interest in checking like these younger guys out or anything?
Sometimes, you know what I mean? It's just like George Carlin, I think, put it best. Like they've checked this guy out, all right? So if they're really funny, you get pissed because you're like, fuck.
Right.
I got to step my game up. And when they're not, you're like, all right, I have nothing to worry about.
Do you ever think of taking a younger guy under your wing?
No. No, there's no. I mean, like I'm open to. Hey, Peaches, how are you?
Hey, Peaches.
So, how are you? And like, it's not that you want to take them under their wing, but it's just like they're gonna do whatever they have to do. I always will talk to people and tell them honestly what they should do. Like I just tell people you got to keep going up, or
Right.
you know, I don't like watch them and go, you should change this or whatever. That's between you and your buddies. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a different level. But I mean, if I'm sitting somewhere, like if I'm in the green room here and I hear laughter down the hall, I'm gonna pop out and stick my head in. What is he saying? Because I think one of the funniest things is we have a lot of listeners because I'm here with Kevin James, right?
Yeah.
And Richie Manavini was opening up for him, and the audience went berserk, laughing. Da, da, da. And Kevin's like, "What did he say? What did he say? What did he say?" And he goes, and then he just stops and he's like, "It was probably hack."
That's great.
So I mean, like, that's the whole thing. When you hear the laughter, it's like, what are they doing? Let me go out and hear it. And if it's something unique or something, then, you know, like there was a guy, Sean, I forget the guy's name, the guy, black guy in a wheelchair, and I heard him at Governors, and he was funny. I was like, oh shit, this is funny shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, I hear the crowd, and then I'm like, oh, let me check out what he had. And he had some really original jokes, and I was like, damn it, there's some of this, you know.
So you never wanted to be like the elder statesman type and just say, hey, here's how you do it, kid.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like getting old. I don't like,
Right,
I don't want to be a
that.
statesman, you know. No, I always look at everybody as the same thing. You know
Right,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
just, you know,
It's all...
you know,
all the
like
same.
people are, oh, can you watch my set? I'm like, no. You know, you've been doing it.
I'm competing
you've been
with
doing
you.
it like 4 months. You know what I mean? I'm gonna watch your set and become a star? No way. You know, you know, like it doesn't count.
Right.
You know, if I'm walking and I hear it and, you know, laughter, I'm gonna maybe stop and listen, and, you know, and like some people have it and you're like, well, I've heard that joke before, so.
Right,
You know,
right.
And then what are you going to do? Up? You know, you did the joke that somebody else did. I'm not going to say that to the person. I'm like, just keep going up.
Yes, somebody will tell them eventually.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
It's not going to be me. I'm not the comedy police.
Right,
Believe me,
right.
I've been around a lot of people, you know, that take my jokes and do them, and I'm like, oh, you know.
Really? People have taken
Oh,
your
that's
jokes?
what I hear through the grapevine.
Really?
Like, this one's doing your traffic joke and, you know, all that other shit. So it's like, but I sit there and go, well, whatever.
Really?
I'll
That
do it.
doesn't bother you?
It does, but you know that I'm dyslexic, and in school I used to copy off everybody to get through school. So who am I to judge?
But did you
If
ever,
somebody's trying to do the business and get into this business.
did you ever have to confront anybody about that stuff?
No, not really. I mean, I had a guy that, I don't know if he's still doing comedy, probably is, but, you know, I've known him for a while, and he was like, you know, I did your son's communion bit, you know, and it really went over. I'm like,
He came to you and said
Yeah,
that?
he was like, you know, I just want to let you know I did you, and it really worked great. And like, and I'm like, I don't care if it worked in Rhode Island. I don't want you doing it. You know,
Right,
it's
yeah.
fine.
That's so weird.
Oh no, it's a very cutthroat business, my friend.
No, that I know,
Yeah.
but for somebody to come to
Yeah,
you,
I know. I
that's,
thought it was
that,
pretty. But
that's
you
a
know,
strange part,
That
yeah.
person had a.
He might have known it
problems.
was going to get to you sooner or later.
Eventually, yeah.
And try to
you know what I mean?
get
You
ahead
end
of
up
it.
hearing
Wow.
stuff. I mean, you know, I always tell people who are starting out that, you know, write your own shit. You know?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
about-
of course.
Write your own shit. Don't copy somebody else, because it's not good for you.
Yeah, I got to get rid of my bit about my drug dealer's son.
Yeah, there you go. You know, you know. But I mean, there's a lot of similarities and stuff like that. Like as Adam and I had done before, we had jokes that were kind of similar, but
Sure.
it wasn't. You know, it wasn't like I took his joke and he took mine. It was like, you know,
'Cause
that's what you're gonna do. You know?
Persona and personality have something to do with it too. And like
I
with
would
you and
think
Adam,
so,
you guys
yeah.
have two different kind of personalities on stage.
Yes.
So
yes.
and that comes into play too, where you know, like you could only do your jokes your way.
Yes,
And-
I don't know that, but Colin had said that to me when we were. I think I worked with him at Caroline's back in the day, and we were walking back to his apartment, and he goes, "You know that fuck it joke you have? I would have thrown that in the wastebasket if somebody put it on my desk, but somehow you doing it makes it fucking funny."
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I, you know, I didn't realize it until like 20 years later what he meant. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Like,
right.
oh wow, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, absolutely. It's how you sell it, right?
But
Oh, selling is definitely, you know,
Yeah.
part of it. You know?
Even if even if it's not, even if you don't think it's that good, you gotta get behind it, right?
yeah, you gotta, you know, you gotta try it and see where it goes and all that other stuff. But I say that to younger comics because some of them are very bland with their tone and their oh, the audience sucks. They don't they don't get my humor, and it's like, no, you're not selling it. You got to sell it.
Right,
you know?
right. You got to have the
and I had
confidence behind
said
it.
to somebody, which I said, you got to watch Bobby Collins because he sells a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, he really is a great comic that can stand up there and sell a joke, and audiences go berserk. But I said Colin, and then the person goes, "Oh, Bobby Collins is that way." I said, "Yeah, that's what I meant, Bobby." Who did I say, Colin? She said, "Yeah," and I said, "No, that's the total opposite of Bobby Collins. It's Colin Quinn." He does not sell shit. He just says the fucking line, and then goes on to the next one.
But he's another guy who's persona, Colin.
Yeah, he's
The way
Mr.
he
New
just
York,
the way he-
just New
his
York and
mannerisms,
his
and he's also super smart guy. He knows
Right.
his history, and it all comes through.
Yeah, no, it's frustrating.
Yeah, where did he get the smarts from? I guess
His mother was his side of my part of the family. Well, his family drank too, but they were educators. His mom was a teacher with New York City, and his dad was a professor at New York, not New York University, but City University and stuff. So,
Goodness.
But Colin, I didn't know much, but I mean, like his wife was like, every picture I see of you as a kid, you have a book in your hand. So he's always reading and shit like that.
And what's
that didn't make him happy, but
right. So and what's the relation? Is it your mother's? Is it like
my mother and his mother were cousins, first cousins.
Oh, okay.
But I think I've gone over this before. My grandmother and his grandmother were sisters.
Okay.
And his grandfather and my grandfather were brothers. So, you guys figure it out.
No, I don't remember hearing that. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's like, how does that
well,
work?
I mean, Colin had a thing on Irish Wake, which was one of his first things.
Yeah.
Where he did my Uncle Tommy, which was really hysterical. And Uncle Tommy would be like, I see you kids, you got your pot. I got my beer. You got your pot. And it's something about love. And he's like, kids, what do we know when I was young? You knew nothing about love. If you saw a girl on the stoop, you walked around the block. If she was still sitting there, you married her. Which to me is like, hilarious. It's so true.
That's great.
Yeah, but to be observational like that on top of it all, I mean.
Yeah. He's got a new one out called Small Talk, which he just did a run in the Village, and he's going to be back in the Village in April with it.
Cool.
And, and he's, like I said, how's it going? He's like, I'm still working on it. I mean, when are you going to be done? He's never going to be done. He's always going to be adjusting things and taking lines and putting it here. It's, it's hard to work that way. You don't.
Now, does he work alone on that, or does he ask you?
He has. Oh, he doesn't ask me for anything.
Like I'm just saying, does he throw stuff at you? What do you think?
Oh yeah. But I mean, he has somebody that he writes with, the guy that and the guy that directed this one, and they just he'll say, I think we should do this way, or whatever. But they do that. I mean, like all I'll do is. What was that one? New York Story, when he said that the directions guy was gone, and like the direction guy would stand on the corner, but now since you have GPS, that guy's gone.
Right,
yeah.
And he'd be like, "What are you looking for?" The Van Wyck. How did you get here if you're looking for the Van Wyck? The guy had the, and he tried different highways, and I'm like, Van Wyck is the one that gets most of the laughs.
It's crazy how certain words sting harder than others.
Yes. But I mean, I don't, I think a comic's got to have their own, they know what thing. I mean, people have given me stuff, and I was like, I'm just going to do what I do, and, thanks anyway.
Right, it doesn't work for your style.
Right. But I mean, I'll listen, and, like I said, Gary Valentine and, Kevin James would always say, you should do this or sell it like that, and, whatever. So, I mean, you'd listen to some, and some you're not going to listen to.
So when you were coming up in the scene, you came up with Adam and all those guys?
Those guys were headliners already. I really was just an open mic guy. So those guys was Kevin, Rock Rubin,
Yeah, Rock Rubin, Kevin James.
Yep.
Minority.
Al Romas and all this other
Al
guys.
Romas. Damn.
You know, so and they were very helpful. Very helpful. You know, and then if they liked you, they would be like, you want to come on the road? I'm going to go do Rascals in New Jersey and all this other stuff. So it worked out that way.
And you don't really do much traveling anymore.
I'm in
just because of family and stuff?
Yeah, pretty much. Adam needed a ride to Jersey, so I said, "Yeah, I'll do it." I've been to Uncle Vinny's in a while. I did it with Colin, but it's just that it doesn't. Comedy is not really a way to make money. I mean, like
it's tough if you're
right. You're gonna go over the bridge, and
Yeah.
you're getting paid $75, $100, and you're making $35 by the end of the night, and you just 6 hours. So you divide the 35 into 6, you're not making that much money. And,
Yeah, it can get frustrating, but if a headliner wanted to take you, like let's just say Colin's like, all right, you come with me, we're gonna travel the U.S. tour.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be
that's worth it.
Yeah.
That's worth it. It's a hell of a lot worth it. But I mean,
we got to talk to it.
Yeah. But that's I know it's going to be fun. I mean, the Adam, I didn't, it was not. I spent the night with Adam, so I was like, yeah, I'll be more than happy to do that.
Yeah,
it wasn't like I got paid a whole shitload of money and all that stuff, but it was just. I knew it was going to be fun.
Yeah, it'd be a good time hanging out.
We talk about that a lot in here. Sometimes the hang after the show is really what makes the night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, we used to go to diners and stuff like that, and
right.
Talk about whatever, and all that other stuff.
Right.
And,
right.
yeah. The hang was always fun. But now I'm old, so it's like I'm going home.
Now you don't even want to hang.
No,
I gotta get home.
I gotta go to bed.
Yeah. I'm
on that
same boat these days.
It's just like the 7 o'clock show is perfect for me. I mean, because I was driving here going, it used to be an 8 and a 9:30 and 8 and a 10:30 show.
Yeah.
You didn't get home till 2 in the morning, and just like, what the hell was I thinking?
I was here recently with James and a few other guys. It was like, I don't know, it was at least midnight. I think it was actually closer to 1. And I had a blast, and I had no complaints, but some of the guys I was leaving with, they were like, what the fuck? Looking at their...
I know. That's me. That's me.
No, it was just to be all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys want to go to the diner? Really?
Yeah, no. I mean, I would get home, 3:30 in the morning sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, even on school nights, work nights, like on a Thursday, I get home at 1 in the morning and then, up at 6:30 and get to work and do it.
I miss those days, man. I do.
I'm
still willing to do it.
Enough to do. Yeah, when I could handle it.
I can't handle it, but I'm still willing to do it.
Yeah.
I still want to do it anyway.
Well, we're all hanging out after this if you want to join us.
No, I'm going home. I didn't think I'd be here this long. It's 8:20. I said hello to Adam.
Well, are you going to go watch him or not?
I'll watch him a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
And then, I'll call him tomorrow and say, what the fuck were you doing last night? Go back to do what you did in Jersey. But no, Adam's been a very big help with me and stuff like that. And, like I said, we had anxiety problems and stuff like that. I mean, literally, he would get to a gig at an 8 o'clock gig at 1:30 just to make sure he got there on time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Back in the day, they took everything. Those guys. I mean, Kevin and him, they always did bars and stuff like that. And you were going. They didn't have GPSs then. You had to go look at your maps.
Right.
And, it was just getting over the bridge and then driving all through buttfuck New York to find out where this little bar is. And I can remember him doing an open mic at. He hosted the open mic at Concomus Comedy Club in Concomus back in the day. And he came in like 10 minutes before the show time, Normally it had to be there half an hour and everything. And he was like, like, hey, Adam, what's up? And he's like, I just got back from Pittsburgh. I literally drove from Pittsburgh. He's exhausted. He's exhausted.
Yeah.
Boom, went up, crushed.
Yeah.
Hosted a back then it was like 15 comics on the show, bang, 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 and then, but that's what they did.
Wow, man. It's cool because I know you said they were headliners when you were starting out, but you still watch them become stars.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah,
Kevin
yeah,
James,
yeah.
Adam,
Yes,
Adam,
absolutely,
yeah, so
absolutely.
to see your peers launch like that must have been
Yeah.
a pretty cool.
Yeah,
time.
no, it was. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, like Gaffigan and Greg Giraldo. Hung out with those guys, and
Geraldo wasn't headlining when you started, right?
No, he was an open mic guy like me. Same with Gaffigan.
Yeah.
Gaffigan was in New York, and Giraldo was, and they went to Chuckles in Mineola.
Damn.
Yeah.
And I used to sometimes drive them back into the city because they save on the the train fare.
Man.
But I mean, like they were weird. I mean, like Jim, like at Chuckles they'd feed you sometimes and everything, and they were happy. Like Jim, it was like Thursday night, and I'm like, yeah, right. And he goes, yeah, I haven't eaten since Monday afternoon.
Oh my goodness.
Like I'm like, oh shit. What
You wanted
nuts?
some Hot Pockets?
Yeah, right. So, all kudos to those guys.
Yeah, sure.
See, that's
been
just
doing
awesome to have been around and been, amongst those guys and throughout your career, and to see them grow. And, late great, Geraldo, man, he's God bless. He went way too soon. Was one of the
Oh yeah, he
probably
was
one of
really
the
good.
best
Yeah.
comics of his time.
Yes,
He
it was a lot of fun. I loved breaking his balls, and he broke mine. So that was a lot of fun.
He's definitely one of the best roasters too, man.
Yes, I never really got into roasting. I'm just it's too negative to me.
Yeah, it's rough. It's right. I can't.
I mean,
do
I'm
it.
negative of the world, but I mean, I'm like that's just.
Yeah, I'm
Like
surprised.
self-loathing negative.
But I'm
Yeah.
surprised to hear that because you're good. Like I
Life
mean,
in general is miserable. So
well, yeah,
I-
but like we're
yeah.
saying with the hang and stuff, a lot of like to see you guys because good comedians like you are so quick and so funny that when you guys bust each other's balls or ball in Hung's case,
Right.
it's hysterical. So I'm surprised that you didn't get into the roast stuff because you're good with that.
Yes, but also a lot of the roast stuff has been done before. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think Norm Macdonald, the great Norm Macdonald,
Yes.
did that when he went up with the cards and was just reading.
Oh, that was great. Yeah.
Because that's all it was. Like, Comedy Central was making it like it was a great thing, but a lot of these guys were doing jokes that were done
Yeah,
during,
true.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the fun part about it. But I just, I understand breaking their balls, but it's just, I don't know. Roasting is just not my thing.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I remember I went to Joey Cola's roast one time, and Adam Ferrara was hysterical because he goes, I can't say a bad thing about this guy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Adam did a thing where they got pulled over, and they arrested Adam because I guess he had tickets, warrant tickets, whatever. And Joey, the cop was like, all right, take the car and bring it down to the station. We got to get money, and then we'll let the guy through. And Joey couldn't drive a stick. So Adam is handcuffed in the back of a car and hearing his gears grind.
Stalling
the
out.
funniest roast thing I ever heard in my life, And he just kept going, I can't say a bad thing about this guy. What do you want me to tell you? I can't roast him. So funny.
That's great.
That's awesome, man.
March 18th, by the way, at the brokerage, Joey Cola.
Oh,
Yes,
nice. Yeah.
yes.
Make your reservations.
The great Joey Cole.
I am at Smithtown Theater.
That night, March
Yes, I
18th?
am.
Nice.
I think
awesome.
with Pat O'Rourke and
Oh, wow.
Richie Byrne.
Oh, wow.
nice. Yeah, great.
Nice night out.
That's a
Yeah,
great
that's
night right
awesome.
there.
Great comics.
And, yeah, they're doing a nice job over there at Smithtown.
Yes, I haven't been there in a while,
Oh, okay.
so
yeah.
I don't know how,
It's going well from what I understand.
Good.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Come out and check it out, man. It's not too far from Exit 69.
Yeah. It's,
And I think Richie Byrne, he's doing my show on Monday with me. I think.
Oh, nice.
I'll have
Good.
to double check with him. Yeah.
that would be nice of him to do that.
Richie Byrne rocks. He's a great dude.
So I don't know what's happening out there.
We just had Richie Byrne in a a short film. Do you ever think of acting? Are you into acting?
I've done it. Yeah. I mean,
Well, yeah,
I was in Zookeeper. Damn it! I had my one line.
right.
Oh yeah.
And
Cop
Cop Show.
Cop Show, which was a lot of fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
that scene when you guys are fighting,
Oh, yeah.
cracks
The
me
best.
the fuck up
Yeah.
every time I watch it, man.
Yeah, it was kind of improv. We didn't know, and it just
So
went with it.
freaking funny.
It was a lot of fun.
I wish that show got picked up. That was a good
Yeah,
show.
me too.
I don't. Well, I mean, like Colin had said to me, like, I don't understand why it wasn't picked up, and I'm like, because you're making fun of every cop show that is on television.
true,
You think
true.
the networks are going to put you on
Yeah, that's a good point.
because you're making fun of Law and Order, and
Right.
and that's their moneymakers.
It was great. It was great. Art Sill is here. Come on in, Art. How you doing, buddy? Do you know Art Sill?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
I can go back a while. Good to see you. All right, good to see you.
I think Art performed tonight.
Oh my goodness. Howdy, howdy. What are you looking for, Alexandria? Tony's over
Oh,
there.
nice.
There he is. Tony's food.
There you go.
Burgers here.
First-
Thank you, pal. Thank you.
How the kids? Good.
Starving. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Art, come on, sit in here if you can make it
There you
over
go.
through here. And then we'll get you on here. The great Art
Those
Sill.
are great burgers that you're eating. There's
They
nothing-
really do have great food here.
Oh,
is-
yeah.
Yeah, their burgers are amazing.
I haven't eaten dinner, so I'm like starving over here.
And I thought it was a catered meal. Catered show, rather.
What are you kidding me?
I thought I was getting a free meal.
I'll give you. You want my pickle?
There you go.
He says that to all the guys.
Yeah,
No, so
exactly.
so Art Sill is here, comedian extraordinaire. You just performed. How did it go?
Got the people laughing. That's all that counts.
There you go, my friend. And you were telling me earlier that you're featured in a book, right? So tell us about this.
Yeah,
the
there's
book.
a new book that's out called The Third Act. It was written by Josh Sapin, who is the vice chairman of American Movie Channel. I'm in there with Robert Redford, Alan Alda, Neil Simon. I don't know how I got in
Wow.
there, but I am in there.
Wow.
So I'm not complaining at all, that's for sure.
Have you seen the book and your chapter and everything?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They have a great picture of me in there. I don't know where they found it. Because there aren't that many great pictures of me. Then again, look at what I look like. No wonder there's no great pictures of me.
How do you get approached for a book like that? Like, take us to the beginning. So you got a
I
phone
have
call?
no idea. I got a phone call. They said, "How would you like to be in this book?"
Really?
I said, anything that you want to do, go ahead and do it.
So then,
And they did. I have no idea how I got in there with all those famous people.
wow.
It's all about people who have either reinvented themselves later in life. I mean, I didn't start comedy until I was 81, 82, something like that. And then they also have people who have continued to be very successful later in life, like Neil Simon, Alan Alda.
Right, yeah.
But Alan Alda's gone from comedy to more serious work and so forth.
Right, yeah, drama.
So it was really interesting. You know, the last time you and I talked, I told you a story about irony. I don't know whether you remember that or not.
I can't-
Irony, the definition of irony is getting pregnant on a pull-out couch.
Right, yes, you did tell me that, yes. So when they wrote the book on you, did they come to your house and interview you for the book? Or
No,
they just wrote your story?
yeah, they wrote my story. Somebody had seen me performing, and they recommended that I be in there. And now Josh says, I can't wait to see you actually perform on stage. He's never seen me. So I very rarely go into the city anymore. It's too much of a hassle. If I miss my train, I'm home at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right, yeah.
But I was doing a show at, I can't remember the name of the club, about 2 months ago. Great audience. And I was asked later on by the producer, would you like to do a show with Michael Rappaport? I said, I would love to do a show with Michael Rappaport. And as a matter of fact, Josh Sapin said, hey, I'll come to that show. So I've got about 40 people who'd like to see, I don't think they're coming to see me, they're coming to see Michael. But unfortunately, the producer hasn't been able to nail down Michael Rappaport. So it's been going on for 2 months now, and we're still waiting to hear. I'd love to do a show with him.
That would be cool to do a show with Michael Rappaport. He's been doing a lot. He kind of changed up his career as well at an older age. He's more into the podcasting now, getting more, he's just more out there. He's not
I've been asked to do a show with Jamie.
Farr? He's dead.
Yeah. No, not Jamie. Maybe that's why they asked me to do a show with him. I'm pretty close to that at my age.
I didn't even know Jamie Farr was dead, man. That's a bummer.
I want to know who promised you a show with Michael Rappaport without having it booked already. That's what I want to know.
Or have Rappaport set up.
I have no idea.
I mean, it's like, I want to have sex with Cheryl Ladd, but, like that would have to be set up first. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but I've done a show with Jamie back at the Mohegan Sun, as a matter of fact. That's when I met him. And I've seen him in movies.
Jamie Foxx.
No.
Oh.
He's white. All the guys. Jamie Farr is also white, right?
Jamie Farr is, yeah, but he's...
Wasn't he the one on MASH?
Yes, the one who dressed up like a woman.
That's what I thought.
Which would be a big hit these days.
Yeah, it really would. But then again, it's not really PC, so who knows?
So now you said you started your comedy career in like 80 years old, 81?
81 or 2. In 2017, however old I was, and I have no idea at my age how old I was.
How old are you now? Like 85?
87.
87. God bless, man. God bless. Still doing comedy.
That's great.
Getting out there on stage, doing your thing at 87 years old. You look great. You're in great shape.
Yeah, well, if my body knew how good I felt, I'd be in great shape. Unfortunately, it doesn't. As a matter of fact, you go to the hospital, and you've been at the hospital too often when they know you by your first name when you walk in. And, the first thing they say to you, the nurse or the doctor says, "How are you?" Hey, if I was feeling okay, I wouldn't be at a hospital.
Right. I remember I used to work at a hospital a long time ago. I was a janitor, and I would go into the rooms and sweep up. And I remember, this is a true story, there was this guy, he both amputee legs. And
I must be related.
And he's up there, he's got his amputee legs up in the air, and he's trying to wipe himself. And I walked in by accident, I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He's like, "It's okay, just come in and do what you got to do." I go, "Oh, how you doing today?" He's like, "I've got no fucking leg. I'm cleaning my asshole right now. How do you think I'm doing, you fucking idiot?"
Yep.
Did you offer to help?
No, I actually laughed, and then he laughed. And then, but he was a grumpy dude, man. But I
don't blame him.
I won him over, and we became friends. I helped him clean the rest of his ass. No, I'm just kidding. No, but we became friends because some of these people are there for a long period of time.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm the main janitor every day, so you make friends with these people. But yeah, I stopped asking people how they're doing when I go into a hospital because of that day.
Well, I remember this young nurse went into a patient's room, and he said, "Are my testicles black?" And she said, "Sir, I'm just a student nurse here. I can." He said, "No, are my testicles black?" And he had this mask on. That's what she heard. So she said, "Sir," and now he was really adamant. He was screaming, "Are my testicles black?" So she finally figured that if he kept it up, he'd have a heart attack. So she pulled back the covers. She held his testicles. She looked them over. She said, "No, sir, they're not black." He took off the mask and he said, "That's all very nice, miss, but my question is, are my test results back?"
Good stuff, Art Sill, man. That's great. So now you've been doing comedy now for what, like 6 years?
5 years,
give or
something
take.
like that.
Yeah, 5, 6
about
years.
5 years.
And what are you getting out of it? And what's your goals?
My goal is to play the Palladium at 100 years old, like George Burns said he was going to do.
Wow.
But he didn't make it. I'm going to.
God bless you, man.
you go.
Yes.
Hope so.
Yeah, my feeling is this, and I really believe this. I really do. If I can make people laugh, get their minds off their troubles and their worries for even a few minutes, it's all fun and games. It really is great. And especially when you have people come up and say, I actually had a woman come up and say, "This is the first time I've laughed in I don't know how many, in something like a year." She'd gone through some trauma.
Wow.
That really made me feel good.
Well, that's
It
what it's
really
all
did.
about. Yeah.
And what did you do? What was your career?
Mike, no, it isn't. Was it is? I'm still working.
Oh, come
I
on,
work
really?
from home. Yeah.
Doing
I'm
what?
I'm a partner in a 40-year-old company. I've been with them for 30 years. It's called Executive Career Partners, and we do the opposite of what the headhunter does. The headhunter finds people for companies. We have people who come to us because they're looking to make more money. They want to change careers. They're looking for a better job, and they pay us to find them do that, and we work with them until they do.
Wow.
That's
So
very cool.
it's really
so
great.
You're helping people all the time.
Yep.
It's not like me. I don't help anybody.
Are you hoping to still be going up there on stage at 87?
I think, yeah. I mean, it's just, I think it's just what I do.
It's
There's
in
nothing
you,
you can
right?
do about it. Yeah, there's nothing.
How old are you?
Me, 64.
Oh, you have a long way
Yeah.
to go. You could be one of my kids.
Yeah.
Hold it a minute. Maybe
Yeah.
no. What was your mother's name?
Are you
Yeah.
really 64 years old?
Yeah.
God bless, man.
I
I thought you were my
didn't think
age.
I didn't think you were that old.
Yeah, wow.
Thanks, guys.
Wow, damn, look at both of you guys are inspiring me. I got to start hitting the gym or
it's,
something.
I question that, like I've known comics that stopped doing it and all that other stuff. And,
Why?
I'm like, because they didn't get to where they wanted to be. They set a goal and they didn't get to it. So, and then they had to, they probably made the right move because they went to work for something else and, lived their
Succeeded
lives
there,
and
yeah.
succeeded in there,
See, a lot of comics become writers, like for like sitcoms or something like
but
that.
That's hard as hell too. That's just
That's
it's
tough biz.
business.
Have you ever read that book, It's All About Me, by Mel Brooks?
I haven't read it yet.
It's
Yeah.
really a great book. It really is. And I'm reading it now. I'm just about finished with it. Really brings me back to my childhood because he's about 5 years older than me, something like that.
Mhm.
And he was talking about how he grew up and so forth and so on. And I remember all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then he talks about, and it's interesting because he's what you'd call a mensch for the simple reason he says it's all about me, but the fact is he says a lot of really nice things about a lot of people within that. And, he started out with Sid Caesar. That was
He's a
his
writer
big
in the
break.
writing room.
Yeah.
That was one of the greatest writing rooms of all time.
You know that Sid Caesar was so strong that, and I'd heard this story before, but he actually said it in the book. He didn't like a joke that Mel Brooks was trying to push for the show, so he grabbed Mel Brooks by the shirt collar and his pants and held him out the window of a 30 stories
I
up
did hear that story before,
until he
yeah.
said he liked the joke.
I also heard with Sid Caesar with Mel Brooks that Mel Brooks had this joke he kept wanting to push.
The snake one?
It might have been, but Sid Caesar says it's going to bomb out there.
Yeah.
So then Mel Brooks didn't believe him. So he goes, okay, you know what? We're going to do it tonight. Go ahead and do it. And it bombed. Yeah. And he said, I told you.
Snake. Yeah. It was a snake joke.
Yeah. That's great.
Which I thought was pretty funny, but, you never, got to know your audiences.
You better believe it.
Yeah,
That's
that
all
was
about it.
What was the name of the movie that they did with that?
The 2000.
No, it was Mel Brooks and his writing in that room. My
must-
favorite year.
Oh, yeah.
Check
Right.
that out.
I gotta
That
watch
was a
it
great,
again.
great
That's
movie.
right,
Great
because-
movie.
Right.
Because when I first saw that movie, that movie's been around that was an older movie, right, from
Yes,
the 70s?
yes.
Yeah, when I first saw that movie, I didn't realize it was them, that
Yes.
writing room. Now
yeah.
I know, because who was it? That writing room was
Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks.
Carl Reiner, right?
Yes,
Carl
and
Neil?
Neil Simon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Woody
Woody came in later on.
Woody
yeah.
Allen
yeah.
came in later on, yeah.
Yeah.
What a great
Yeah.
write. Imagine that writing room, dude. Like,
Yeah,
And of
love
course,
to be a
Sid
fly on that
Caesar.
wall.
all legends. And Sid Caesar, they're all right. And Sid's the main dog. He's the big dog.
Yeah.
And
Well, maybe you even look at Dick Van Dyke. He was
Yeah.
saying how Carl Reiner just was amazing.
Yeah.
And he contributed his success to that.
yeah, man.
And
Dick
yeah, Dick Van Dyke's still going at it. Just
Yeah,
was on the
97.
Masked Singer
Yeah,
last
he's
week.
still alive. He's
gonna
still
say
kicking.
that.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
He's in his 90s.
He's fantastic.
Yeah, 97. Yeah.
He's 97 years
Wow.
old. Right?
Yep.
God
Fantastic.
bless.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Mel Brooks just bringing back History of the World. You see that? Part 2?
Yeah.
Is he doing
It's
another one?
it's History of the World Part 2,
Yeah.
but it's a series.
Oh,
it's
sure,
on
sure.
like Netflix or one of the streaming
Yeah.
channels. It might have even come out.
Like that.
Am I gonna
It's
waste another 7 hours on?
Yeah, binging.
Absolutely. That's not going to be wasting, though.
Yeah, I know. But
That's going to be hilarious.
Everybody's going to jump the queen and all
Yeah.
that good stuff.
Jump the Queen.
So, you asked, right? You already did? You said it went well?
Yeah.
Nice. Very
A lot
nice.
of laughs. That's all that counts.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then is it, how's the room? Is it crowded? To
Yeah,
get-
it's full.
Yeah.
full
Oh, it's a
house.
full room in there tonight?
Oh,
I
yeah.
couldn't
nice.
believe the parking lot.
Absolutely.
It's just
I
Full
saw it
house.
when I was pulling in.
absolutely
Yeah.
packed. I was like, oh,
Nice.
God.
I know who's in the big room tonight.
Adam
Yeah.
Ferrara.
Adam
Adam
Ferrara?
Ferrara?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but this is cool. So, would you say that comedy is keeping you younger? Feeling? Is it
Oh,
giving you
absolutely.
energy? Is it like helping you?
When I'm up there on stage, I just feel alive. I really do, especially that first laugh. And if
Yeah.
I can't get a laugh within the first 30 seconds, I'm down. But
If I can't get anything in 30 seconds, I'm down.
well, one of the lines I use is talking about. I asked my doctor for some Viagra. He said, "Just remember that impotence is nature's way of saying no hard feelings."
There you go.
And then he said, at your age, you're thinking of having sex? I said, no, I just want to stick out far enough so I stop pissing on my shoes.
That's
And then I can do a whole bit about it.
So, your wheels always spinning, writing jokes all the time?
I write material every single day. And then what I do, I normally post what I think is funny. I'll put up at least one new item on Facebook. If I get enough likes, I'll use it in the show.
Oh, okay.
But if I don't get enough likes,
Well, what's enough likes
Yeah, how
to you? How
many-
many we talking?
20.
Oh, okay.
You
I
know
get
20
20
people
likes.
that are still alive? Oh, my God, sorry. I'm sorry.
They're not all my age, that's for sure. You know, it's
No,
funny.
it's a good way of knowing it.
When
though,
I first started out, they said, you got to bring people to your show. I said, I don't know anybody. They're all dead.
You ever get like some, young groupies, like a 60-year-old?
Some
Actually,
70-year-old babe comes walking through.
I met some woman, and she said, I've got a friend I'd like you to meet. I said, what, is she, a cougar? She's looking for a younger guy?
Hilarious.
Oh, you know what? That just hit me. That was you that day with Linda Marcus Smith, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Holy shit! I forgot all about that. Did you happen to catch that?
I did. Linda and you were supposed to be hooking up, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what she keeps saying.
Do
she's
you know
got the
Linda
hots
Mark?
She got the hots for me.
Yeah, she does. Linda Marcus Smith. She's in her 70s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
She was here. She lives in
was
Vegas,
here.
I think.
Yeah.
She was here, and she was on my show, and she starts going on about she wants to get it on with Art. So I was messaging you saying you got to get down here. She was just going on and on.
And the funny
He
thing
finally
is,
made it now.
we had just been on a show
She was
together. She had just come in to a show that I was doing here
Oh yeah.
about a couple of days before that.
Right.
Oh,
yeah, she
that's
said that.
right.
So-
That's right. Yes.
We finally got together. Not
Yeah?
for long, because by the time I got it up, she was already gone.
She was already back in Vegas.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Yes.
Yeah, that was something. She was really digging you.
Yeah, you
Oh,
see
yeah.
that?
I
Yeah.
don't know why.
You're still a chick magnet after all
Well,
these years.
you know, like I always say, I talk about having that. I'm not like you young guys who can write your names in the snow. I'm lucky if I can dribble out a period.
I will say
Because-
this. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Because as you get older, it becomes more difficult. Notice I didn't say harder. That ship sailed a long time ago.
Oh my goodness! Don't scare me.
How many TVs do you have in here?
Oh, is that what you were doing just now?
You count 5.
Yeah.
The fucking Jesus Christ. and they're not even on.
I
It's
know,
like
yeah.
you don't have the Mets on. You don't have anything on.
Oh, that's right. The Mets are on TV tonight.
Yeah, they were. Yes.
And Purdue is playing right now for the championship. I know because my grandson goes there. Purdue.
Oh.
Nice.
Purdue University.
Oh, okay.
Does he play? He's a player?
No,
Oh, he just
no,
goes to
no.
school? That's cool.
Very nice.
His brother just graduated Syracuse, and he was, from the time he was a freshman, he was working with the football team because he was studying physical therapy.
Oh, okay.
Now he's going for his doctorate in physical therapy.
Very nice.
He's only 24 years old.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That's
So
great.
That's great.
I do
I'm
want
going
to
to need
say,
him in a little while. So.
I can't wait till he gets back from school so he can start working on me.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe get you, it can help you out so when Linda comes back.
Yeah, you get
There you go.
on, and you could give her
I'm
the
afraid
business.
to go to Las Vegas now.
I'd be buying more
Hey,
tickets.
they puts a whole word into playing the slots. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Well,
There you go.
and my problem is I always find myself in the hole when I play the slots.
I do want to say that there's a guy who's much younger than you is our president, and you're way more articulate than than him.
Well, the way I look at it, we have this 75-year-old president again in the White House with his hand just inches away from this red button that can destroy the world as we know it. All I know is when I turned 75, my kids wouldn't even let me near the microwave.
Yeah. Yeah. I had that where I had a joke where my son was in the Boy Scouts and we went to the White House, which was really.
Oh, wow.
I was so like, wow,
Wow.
we're inside the White House.
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
I mean, I was like really impressed in how patriotic I felt and all this other stuff. And then when Trump got in office, it kind of like looked like a mental institution. And now that Biden's in there, it's like an assisted living facility.
That's exactly right.
My White House has been blown to bits.
The whole world took it definitely shifted once Trump got in, and
Yeah,
we've never been the same since. The world is just like, I don't know what the hell happened. We're in a
Well,
different.
I got to tell you, I think that his vice president is really thinking ahead because, according to Biden, or at least according to his wife, I mean, Biden has nothing to say about it, obviously. He's married,
Right.
But his wife said that he's going to run again, so he'll be 86 years old when he gets finished. I can't believe that.
No.
I mean, 86 years old president. They'll be feeding him, pureed food by then?
Is that true? He's going to run
Yeah.
again?
Yeah, he wants
That's
to
what
run
his
again.
wife
Oh, I didn't
said.
know that. Oh, my goodness.
But
86.
as a man that's been there now, you're 87 years old. Do you feel that a man your age could handle a job like that?
Put me near the red button and I'll scare the shit out of everyone. I'll get even with everybody who ever dissed me.
You'd be like,
Tax audit.
Yeah. Right.
Figure, fuck it. If I'm 87, fuck it.
everybody's going, hand out tax audits like Christmas cards.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, what can I tell you? Getting old is really, I mean, you really have so many aches and pains and everything else. But then again, you think of the alternative, and it's still a lot better. As a matter of fact, I heard where they're having such a problem with the cemeteries now, they're getting too filled up. So what they're going to do is they're going to start burying people with their asses sticking out of the ground and make them into bike racks.
I'm just imagining that in my mind right now.
You're picturing that?
A bunch of asses and where to put my the front tire.
Well, you know where to put the front tire if you see the ass sticking up like that.
I'm fine with that. I'm dead. What do I care? I think that'd be funny. Stick my ass out.
I have to put
Goodness.
that up on Facebook.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna have to go out and watch Adam for a couple of minutes before he goes off stage.
Oh, yeah. Thanks so much,
Guys,
Tim
it's great to
Gage,
talk
thanks
to
as
you.
always
Great.
for hanging around.
Catch you later, brother.
Great
Yes, I
guy.
will.
Great comic. You got to catch Tim Gage.
Tim Gage, always supportive of us in here.
Yes.
Absolutely, you're the best.
You're the best.
Plate back after your burger.
Oh, I'm not tipping you.
Awesome.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Tim. Awesome.
Wait a minute. What's his name?
So, like, you must be an inspiration to a lot of these younger comics. You ever take any of them under your wing? You ever give anybody any advice?
I do all the. I'm an inspiration not to young comics, but to old people.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
But yeah, I usually get together for lunch or brunch with a guy or a woman who said that they could use some help. So I just listen to them and hear what they say and make comments on what they're using. And I'm not a Steve Marshall. I'm not a lot of other people that are out there. But I enjoy doing what I do, and if I can help somebody else do it, why not?
Do a lot of these younger comics think that you have like 50 years experience because?
Yeah, I've had people say to me, "How long have you been doing this?"
Right, yeah.
Really? They don't believe it for some reason.
but
I
you
don't
know what's inspiring though is that you are proof that it's never too late
Right.
to do something that you
Absolutely.
want
That's
to
what
do.
the third act is all about, the book.
Yeah, because here you are, 81 years old. You get started in stand-up comedy. You're going strong 6 years later, 5-6 years in, and you're still kicking butt out there on the stages. You're still making them laugh, and,
Yeah,
and I think it's keeping you young.
I had 3 shows this week.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, it was really great. As a matter of fact, Thursday night we were doing the Bristol assisted living, and I was just lucky that somebody could vouch for me, so security would let me leave. But those are my kind of people, you know. They're schlepping along with their walkers and everything else, and
For you, is it genetics, or did you take care of yourself right? Like
I don't take care of myself at all.
So it's just
Come on, really?
You
No.
just were gifted with these.
I used to lift weights regularly, and I have a whole slew of free weights at home. I don't get around to doing that anymore. I know I should walk. I don't do that anymore. Look, when I put on, I keep seeing all these older people climbing mountains, doing marathons, and everything else. I'm lucky if I can stay standing up while I put my tidy whities on.
Hey, the fact that you can still put your tiny whitey standing up says a lot. I have trouble.
Very often I have to sit down.
Yeah.
Or I fall down, one or the other.
Well, God bless you, Art. Tell everybody where they can get your book and what chapter you're in and how to find you.
The book is on Amazon. I think it's $35. I don't know whether I would spend $35 to see me in a book. But as I said, I don't know how I got in there with all those great people, but I'm not complaining at all. That's for darn sure.
Hey, you deserve it.
I bet you Linda Marcus Smith will spend the $35.
Yeah. Linda wants an autographed copy.
I've actually had people come up to me after a show and with the book ask me to sign it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
That's fantastic.
it's great.
Good for you.
Good for you, Art Sill. Thank you so much, sir. It's always a pleasure talking to you and having you here. And I hope to see you again soon out on the stage. When's your next show?
I think I honestly don't know. I do know I'm doing a show again at the Argyle on Memorial Day.
Oh, nice.
I
love that
have
theater.
a show at the Bohemia American Legion on April 1st.
So you do know.
But those are the only 2 I remember.
Oh, that's all right.
That's awesome.
That's perfect.
You know, sometimes at my age, it's better to forget things.
That's a great quote, man.
As long as I don't forget to go to the... You know, the biggest problem, everybody says the biggest problem is zipping up your fly. No, the biggest problem is zipping it down. Think about that one for a minute.
I'd rather not.
Anyway, take care, fellas. A pleasure being here.
Absolutely. Pleasure having you, pal. Thank you very much.
Sill, ladies and gentlemen.
Very nice.
Get his book, please.
Take care.
Art, you're the best, my friend.
Thank you.
Take care. You good?
Yep.
All right. Just watch your step. Let me get the door for you.
No, I can do it.
You sure? Okay. Just watch your
I'm
step.
not that old. Give me
I know, I'm just trying to.
Don's getting yelled at.
you know.
Let's see. We're gonna watch Art leave.
All
Make sure he doesn't trip.
Take care, buddy. We'll see you, man. Thank you. All right. Take care.
See, I totally threw you under the bus. I could have defended you and said every time you walk through that door you trip, but he didn't trip this time.
Yeah. No, it's all good. He is an inspiration, man.
He really is.
When you see an 87-year-old guy, first of all, just walking around, just hanging out,
Right.
is incredible because you don't see that often. Like again, not to get political or anything, but just look at our president. He's 80 and he's having trouble talking and saying speeches and things. And then you get a guy like this who's 87, who's
Right.
cracking jokes and writing material and all that kind of stuff. And I know lots of older people. I worked in nursing homes back in the day, and man, he is definitely an inspiration to older people. He makes me feel good knowing that someday, if I want to live to that age and take care of myself, and maybe I could still be doing this stuff too.
Oh, absolutely. I've never been big on retirement. Never, because to me that's I don't know. I just slowing down to me just doesn't really make sense. I mean, unless you have physical issues,
Right.
But
I don't want to retire. I think we're on the same page with that. I don't want to retire just to sit home.
right.
I want to retire, like, not work, but travel or do something, or do something like what Art's doing, like follow
Right.
my dream that I would never had a chance to do
Right.
when I was
Oh
alive.
yeah, if I'm working, in the bank or that
Right, yeah.
like a real job, screw that.
Hey, what's
Hey, look at this!
How you doing?
Look at you! Look who showed
come
up!
on in. How you doing?
I'm in the giggle room.
Oh yeah,
Nice. You perform?
What do you-
I bought this for Tony.
What is it?
Wow, very nice. Yeah, I'll pass it
Giggle
over.
room French fries.
Well, thanks, Jules.
They're actually not
Don
bad.
Jules. Jules. what-
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I
how
know.
are you?
I only shook your hand that one time in Belmore. when
And
I
he
was
hasn't
young.
washed his hands since.
Yeah.
I haven't washed, but I was actually eating finger foods.
Oh, there you
Jules
go.
came to the theater in Belmore and the comic strip.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I couldn't
thank you.
pass that up
No.
to be in the legendary comic strip.
Yeah, the comic strips. It was such an honor to have our movie played there, and I'm so happy you came out to
Yeah.
both premieres. So I appreciate that. You got one of the few that got to see it twice so far.
Absolutely. It
Yeah.
gets better every time you see it, for sure.
Wow, thank you.
She's talking about me.
Absolutely. Thank you. No, I actually had my phone on and I'm watching you guys. Who's sitting here? Was that
Art Sill.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
watched him.
Oh, nice.
But now Charlie got on, Charlie Backett, who
Oh, he actually does stand up?
he produces.
Yeah, he produces so he can perform.
Oh, I didn't know
he
that.
just
I've never
got
met
up
him.
And I grabbed the French fries and I'm like, I'm leaving during his show, only because
That's him there to yell at you. No,
I
I'm kidding.
lent him a book from my library, In Cold Blood.
Okay.
And I borrowed it from my own library, and I lent it to him, and he never returned it.
Prick.
I had to pay for it yesterday, $23
Oh,
for
no
this
way.
book.
23
Really? So
bucks.
So
it's
I'm
your
like,
book
I'm
now.
walking out on his show right now because he owes me $20.
Yeah.
Fucking
He
A,
doesn't
man.
Put me on his. He's not putting me on.
So who did
Yeah,
you?
right. Yeah, you should
Yeah,
be.
sure.
The least they could do is put you on.
Put him in.
So who did you come to
You
see?
should.
Actually, so I'm here with this dude.
Are you on a date?
Not really. I mean, he's like we're friends. He's a screenwriter. He's a cool guy,
nice.
kind of weird, but
You gotta
he's
bang him.
got a friend named Shalom. Do
What?
you know
Oh,
a comic
really?
named Shalom?
No.
I don't either.
That's
but
his name?
who-
Or her
I
name?
think
That's somebody's.
I think that's his name. That's who's on the show.
Doesn't Shalom mean like hello or something?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
going to
Shabbat
change my
shalom.
name to Amen.
Yeah, I know. Mitzvah or something. But anyway, I just wanted to stop in, give you some French fries.
Wow.
Well,
that's really
thanks.
Nice.
Say hello to you.
Yeah,
and
this is-
also,
You don't have to rush out. You can stay.
Well, I think
on
the stage.
after
Oh, you don't wanna-
Charlie,
She got the
there's
screen
one
light,
other
yeah.
guy. Peaches is in
Oh, yeah,
there.
she's-
So
Yes.
I
yeah.
gave her a big hug.
Peaches
She's
live.
great.
Yeah, she's
I have
awesome.
I still have 3 more shows and my library gig. So I wanted to I reached out to Carrie Caravis.
Nice.
Oh, nice. She's
Good.
awesome.
Now I don't know her, but I gave her this long text, and I'm like, if you can come and do the library show, and we got
Nice.
Fat Jay and Dan Larocki, and
She loves
so I just
Dan.
need one,
If you get
Oh,
that
so
Umbrella. But
that's
I'm
for the
like,
May
well,
show?
Don Sill is sitting in with Tony today. Maybe I'll just go in and see if maybe you guys can pull some strings.
Oh, sure.
Not a big deal. Maybe she'll watch the show and say, "Who the hell's that chick saying my name? Keep my name out of her lips."
Carrie's name out your mouth.
Did you tell her there's pay involved?
I haven't told her anything yet.
Oh, that's all you got to tell her.
She never got back to me. She doesn't.
Because you
know
didn't tell her there's
who
pay.
me.
Tell her there's pay, and she'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
that'd
Great
be cool.
show the other
Where's
day
the
with
library?
Larocki. Long Beach.
Oh,
Long
okay.
Beach Public Library.
Awesome.
Yeah, when I was telling you before that I performed in Long Beach, it was
Oh,
it
so
was with
the-
Jules.
oh,
Yeah,
nice.
and,
She
and
booked
it's
it
nice.
and-
I'm going to be doing an open mic there also.
Right.
That I want to promote, and I hope it's going to be a nice. I mean, it's not a bar, but we do have a nice big stage.
Yeah,
and
there's
It's
another
a
real-
nice room.
Libraries nowadays have a
Yeah, they have
like a
nice-
auditorium.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So
and
it's a nice venue, and I'm really lucky that I get to. They gave me the opportunity to go out and
So now you
and
can
vet
produce shows.
comics.
Yeah, that's
you
really
did,
cool.
and you did a super job. I know I told
And
you that already,
want
but I'll
to
say it again.
Continue doing that level because you set
Yep.
the bar. I mean, my first show.
Oh, he's the
really
first show
set the
too.
bar.
Wow. very
Andy
cool.
Plajanos was the first one to perform. Well, not counting you as host.
Yeah, and
Yep.
you were the second. But, I mean, you were all the first.
First
So-
show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's really
Yeah.
cool.
And it was a great show.
It was a
Andy
great
and Laura
show.
Patton and Teddy Smith. Teddy Smith
Teddy
killed
Smith
it.
kills.
Yeah,
Teddy
it was a
killed
fun
it.
show.
Patton is great.
Laura Patton's one of my
Yeah.
favorites.
She's a natural.
Oh yeah.
I think she's
She's
pretty new and she's killer.
Oh yeah.
She's already killed.
She's
Strong. She's
she's
strong girl.
Yeah.
going through the ranks pretty
She's
quickly
got that
too.
vibe like early Rosie O'Donnell type
Yeah,
of style.
maybe.
Like,
All right, I gotta go.
Roseanne, thank you.
Take care. See ya.
Love you guys. Have a great show. Thank
All
you.
right.
Enjoy the fries.
Thank
They're
you.
actually good. They're like a little spicy.
Yeah,
Oh,
wow.
okay. Like you, spicy.
This is awesome.
See you later.
The fries she brought us.
Dude, I can't, buddy.
Very nice.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Take care. That was Jules, everybody.
Jules hanging out.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very nice. Sure.
Jules was the one. I think I told you this. When we crashed the Giggle Room with Bosie singing the transvestite song, she's the one that yelled out, "Sing it, motherfucker!"
Oh,
that
really?
was her. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Did she want to fuck off too? I shouldn't talk like that. This is wrong.
That's great. She came in looking for art. She had some Cialis in one hand and the fries in the other.
Yeah. How long are you guys going to?
We're wrapping it now, right?
Yeah, we're going to wrap it up? Yeah?
It was a pleasure, guys. Thank you very much.
Hey,
You're the
going-
man.
Going great, Tim. You're the best, buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank
I'll
you so
talk to you
much.
soon. I knew he had something to say the way he came rushing in like that. Oh, that was
Now,
great.
are these the kind of fries you would eat?
No.
Because they're smothered and covered and all that stuff.
Smothered and
Yeah.
covered. Yeah, and I hate cheese. That's why I don't eat pizza. I hate cheese.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
I only knew one other person in my life that hated cheese. It was this woman I used to work with over in North Carolina. She doesn't eat pizza, doesn't eat anything. She does not like cheese. And
Yeah.
for me, I was always a finicky eater too, but I always loved cheese. And I just was like, really? Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, you don't like cheese? Any cheese?
Yeah.
Like, not even American? No, nothing. I don't like cheese at all, ever.
Yep. I've only met 2 people in my life that also don't like pizza. And I'll tell you off the air who one of them is. But but I've never met anybody that doesn't like cheese like me. But
Yeah, I
there's-
met one other lady, man.
cheese to me is disgusting.
what
I don't
she
know what it
said.
is. It's
She-
just, I hate it.
That's you know what one of the weird isms of me with the eating stuff, because I find it fascinating because not a lot of people know your diet habits or whatever. That you're a very finicky eater. You only eat certain things.
I am mad finicky.
But
yeah.
I was finicky too. You definitely taught me by far. and through life, I've eaten other shit and like evolved a little bit.
I've evolved actually. Yeah. So I used to be a lot worse.
But what's weird with me, and to this day, I love cheese, right? And I love pasta.
Right.
But I would never eat macaroni and cheese. It will never happen. I hate macaroni and cheese.
Really?
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Well, I would be inclined to say yes, but I hate it too. So,
Yeah,
so
exactly. But if you also, my father would make tuna fish salad or whatever. So I like regular tuna fish with mayonnaise and everything, and I'm fine with eating that. But I won't put mayonnaise on anything else. But I'll scoop it into but then you put mayonnaise on a ham sandwich. I'm like, it's freaking disgusting. So
Yeah, I don't like mayonnaise. I don't like ketchup.
yeah, you don't like condiments either, right? Me either.
No.
Like dressing, salad dressings.
No,
Yeah.
I love salad, but I'll eat it plain.
Same here.
But even the salad, like,
But I have cheese on my salad. I'll put like Parmesan cheese on it.
right? No, I'm
Even
not.
the dry cheeses you don't like? And
No.
It's
No.
the flavor, like that cheesy kind of milk. Do you drink milk?
No.
Yeah.
I love ice cream, chocolate ice cream, but no, I won't drink milk. So I got my dairy from chocolate, which is bad because then I'm like borderline diabetic. But
Right.
but no, I love chocolate ice cream or a Hershey bar or something. But
Do you eat the same meals every day?
I eat some kind of beef probably at least 5 times a week. Yeah.
You're not a chicken guy?
No, I'll eat some chicken, like I like a chicken breast.
Right.
I don't like
But you don't eat chicken cutlet?
no, or like a breaded chicken, like
Yeah,
not
really?
just chicken breast. That's
So
it.
like Kentucky Fried Chicken, you wouldn't want that?
No, I hate. I've tried it a few times. I hate it.
You actually eat clean, as far as they would say nowadays, because if you don't eat condiments and mayonnaise and all that stuff, that's the bad stuff, right? That's
Right.
fattening, and then
But the beef is bad.
But the beef is it though? Like
It's not that it's bad, but it's too much.
if you eat too much, just because it could build up or whatever.
Right.
But there's a lot of guys on those paleo diets and all the meat diets and all
Right.
that shit.
Right.
And you do eat vegetables.
I do. I love broccoli.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
in fact, the nights I'm not eating beef is usually just a broccoli and potato night.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I
just
love
straight up
broccoli.
broccoli, just sides.
Yeah, just steamed broccoli. Nothing on it either. Just steamed broccoli, and maybe a baked potato with not butter, nothing on the baked potato. I just eat it. I just eat it as is.
Yeah, that's how I eat baked potatoes like that too. I was never into chives or butter.
Right, yeah, nothing.
If I put butter on it, that's like different for me.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah. So
I love carrots. I'll eat some corn. So yeah, I do enjoy my veggies, and I think too. The reason why I'm still fairly healthy is because of the water.
you drink water.
It's all I drink.
You don't like soda.
I hate soda
or iced tea.
No, I don't. This is all I drink.
Yeah,
This-
straight up water.
Just
guy.
water, and
That's great.
always carrying it with me. I think I flush myself out.
Yeah.
All the bad shit is just getting out.
Well, I've been on this fasting diet, and they tell you just to drink lots of water, like a gallon.
But what do you mean fasting? Like you're actually not eating?
I won't eat. So the way it works.
You have lost weight, though. I can see that.
Oh, thank you. People do it different ways. So for me, I don't eat I try not to eat until like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Then I'll eat.
Okay.
And I have a window of eating time. So I could eat from 1 to 7 p.m. So
Okay.
in between those hours, I could eat. And
Right.
some people on a fasting diet will eat whatever they want at that point. They can eat whatever they want. But then after 7, nothing.
Done.
So
Okay.
you're fasting from 7 p.m. all the way to 1. And
That's a long time.
yeah, so and then you have that short little window, which is it's actually a few hours.
Right.
So you can eat 3 meals if you wanted in that time period. And then 7 o'clock hits, and then you shut it off.
Which is actually really good because eating late at night is just so
That's
bad
the
for
worst.
you.
That's
right.
when it builds up and you sleep, and
Right.
you become,
So that is a good thing, but yeah, but when you think of it that way, from 7 p.m. to 1 p.m. I mean, thank goodness you're sleeping for a lot of that, but not you because you don't sleep. You're the hardest working man I've ever. You and Mark Riccadonna, the hardest working men I've ever met in my life, and Art Chill now too.
What it is with me is I always have my office is very close to the living room, So if I ever sit down and I'm watching TV, I'm just relaxing. Then I look over and I see my office, and I'm like, man, I could be doing this right now. I'm wasting time just watching this shit.
Right.
So I'll just, unless I need to have like family time or time with Wendy or whatever. Otherwise, I don't like to just. It's weird. I view it as wasting my time if I'm watching something. So I go back in there and I'll start writing or editing or something because I always have something cooking. So that's how I got a lot done because I'm just constantly. I don't take break.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. The only time I take break is when I leave here after my show during the week. I go home to have some lunch. That's it. I was like, all right, I was just here because I get up at 7 and I'm immediately, working on promoting the shows and getting prepared for whatever show I got that day. So from like 7 a.m. to 1, I'm just constant.
Yeah.
So at 1 o'clock when I leave here, I go home for lunch. So for probably a good hour, I'll just,
just kind of relax.
Yeah, go on YouTube or, just I'll watch something while I eat. And then I get back at it, and then, until fucking midnight or some shit.
The most I do is lately, I wake up around 7 also. Sometimes I'll just sit, because everyone else is sleeping still, and I'll just sit on the couch and quiet and just think and just sit there and just contemplate, like almost meditate. and just kind of going over my day and ahead of time and that sort of thing. And then it's, boom, like 7:30, it's go time.
Right. and that actually reminds me, how did you get out of tonight? Because there's a lacrosse game tonight. So you're not going to the games anymore?
It's a away game.
Oh, no, is it?
Yeah, the next home game is March 11th.
Yeah. Oh, because they called me. Maybe I heard the guy wrong, but he left me, because the last time I went that night, you can't get tickets. Like, if you need more than like 8 tickets or something, you got to call for a group sale or some shit.
Oh, really?
So I had to take that route when I went with all my friends that one night. So the guy called me yesterday. I could have sworn he said, just wondering if you're interested in going to the game tomorrow night. I could have sworn that's what he said. Maybe I heard him wrong.
I'm pretty sure the game was. They haven't asked me to do any videos. No, it's March 11th is the next game, and it's Roblox night. It's like that video game Roblox.
Oh, I have no idea.
So I've already started getting ahead on that, making some content with Roblox and stuff. But yeah, I haven't gone to many of the games because, like, even next week I'm going to North Carolina. Again,
nice,
for my granddaughter's first birthday, my second granddaughter Abby.
Yeah.
So, but the March 11th, and then I think it's 3 home games left in the seasons. The last 3 weekends in March, each one, boom, boom, boom.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
and you got to go to all of them?
Well, I haven't really been going to the games this season that much. Look, if they don't need me there.
Right.
And I don't need it. There's nothing for me to shoot, film, or anything. Then I'm not,
And what are they doing without the sleeves? Is it just the kick lines now?
They have the dancers, but they also have another more of a legit race with the mascot. The thing with that was, and Fat J was the sleaze for one game. I was the sleaze all year last year, and the difference is, I think, is for whatever reason. I think it was because Fat J, when he did the run, he got winded, and he actually couldn't finish the race, and he made it into a joke to his, I love Fat J. He did great.
Yeah.
And he walked across the center, and then kind of cheated, but he still lost the race like he's supposed to and all that. But one of the owners of the team or whatever, the owner of the fucking Riptide felt sorry for him. He legitimately felt sorry for him and felt like it was mean spirited that they were making fun of this heavy set guy and just making him the butt of the joke, and so they were like, look, man, this might have been funny 20 years ago, but now it's just depressing and it's sad and
fat shaming.
Yeah, we're fat shaming this poor guy, making him run, because I think now. Again, I'm a little bit thinner than Fat J. I have a pot belly and all that. So when I did it in the costume, and I would run and I would high step, and I'm not saying I did it better than Fat J. I'm just saying that, and I would finish the race and all that. I just think what happened was the fact that he didn't finish the race.
So he ruined the sleaze, is what you're saying.
Well, I think also the guy who invented the game, this guy Anthony Gioia. Who's great? That guy. He was just worked the Super Bowl.
Invented what game?
He invented the race, the sleaze. He came up with it was his concept.
Oh, okay.
So
a running race.
Yeah. Well,
I know. I'm being stupid.
But he, if he was still there with us, he ended up going to Arizona and works with the Cardinals. He just did the Super Bowl.
Oh, nice.
So he went on to bigger and better things. But I think if he was still there, he would have fought for the sleaze to continue on.
Right, it's his vision, his baby.
He thought the thing could go viral. I knew from the beginning it wasn't, because they used to come out and take pictures of me as the sleaze. And I knew even then it wasn't going to go viral. I was just like, this is so humiliating. And I think Jay, when he was talking about it, he said he felt a little humiliated too. It's a weird feeling when you want to make people laugh, right? Because we're all, I'm not a comedian, a stand-up comedian, but I still like to make people laugh and all of that. So when you have that in you, where you want to make people laugh, but they're laughing at you, not with you, it's a weird feeling.
Is that what you think? You think they're laughing at you?
I think when you're in that sleaze outfit and you're bare chested and your belly's hanging out and people are all like looking at you like this, like it's kind of weird because even if they're laughing with me, it feels like they're laughing at me.
Really?
So it's just this weird feeling, But what was cool was it was one of the few times where when you leave, go on the field, you do the run, then when you come off the field, you go through the tunnel. The player tunnel, the locker rooms, and there's all these kids want to high five you and everything.
Right.
So that part of it feels great, and then people want to take pictures with you and all those sorts of things. And I got a mask on, so nobody knows it's me. So I felt like Superman, because when I come out with the mask off, nobody knows who I am and all that stuff. So
what just happened?
I don't know, but we got to wrap anyway.
Yeah. Don's done.
Before more guests start rolling through.
I'm actually surprised. I thought we were going to have more people walking in here. I think Peaches wanted to come in before,
I saw some people roaming around earlier, but I think they're all settling down.
Yeah, they're all probably on their way out at this point. But, Peaches was here and Roy George.
Peaches Rodriguez, who I'm going to try to get on the Zoom interview with Conversations, because Peaches has a lot of cool stuff. She has a very cool history.
Yeah, with hip-hop,
With
right?
hip-hop. She was a breakdancer. She was part of a breaking crew. She was there in the early days of hip-hop, man. Remember, hip-hop just turns 50 this year.
That's crazy to me.
It started in 1973 in the Bronx, the Boogie Down Bronx, and then really started to hit in the 80s. We started to really cross over, and I think that was her era. In the 80s, she was a breakdancer.
Yeah.
Because hip-hop is more than just the music, it's the culture. And
she can still dance.
She can still dance.
Just recently she was doing something somewhere, and I saw some video. Yeah.
And what I love about her is there's a very famous breaking crew called the Rocksteady Crew, and I asked her about it. She's like, she's still in that mindset. Fuck the Rocksteady Crew, man. Our crew, I forget what crew she's part of. But she still has that, so I love that, man. And I'm hoping to get her on Conversation soon. So
that's cool.
And also this weekend, next Friday, we got the Rob White.
Rob White, yeah.
Yeah, he was that one was great. Rob White's a funny dude. I don't know if he's ever been in here yet.
Not with me, no.
You should get him on, man. He
is a funny guy.
I'm gonna get him to tattoo me, man. I'm gonna get him.
He's very good.
Yeah, I want him to tattoo for my brother. He'll be 50 next month, and I want to get him to tattoo my brother's. I got that cartoon that Taz drew, of my brother.
That's a good idea.
I want to get that tattooed on me.
Oh, that's cool.
Maybe right here. That's where I keep tapping my forearm because I'm thinking about putting.
I thought you were just getting heroin. So. Why there? Just so people can see it.
So I can see it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm still debating where to put it.
We're
wrapping.
Yeah, we're trying to wrap up, but we're still talking.
We're just talking about all kinds of stuff.
Why you're coming in with Roy?
If you wanna.
Yeah.
What the hell? I mean,
may as well.
Why don't the comics come here for the water? Why are they going into the other room?
I know, right?
Well, the water's refrigerated in the green room.
Yeah.
What's up? Hey, Roy, have a seat, man. Put on.
Roy George is here. So how'd it go?
Good. New York's finest.
As good as it could go when you're trying out new stuff,
Nice, good.
Yeah, they were. I'm not really sure how to take that. So they were laughing, or
Yeah. It's like,
you don't have to wear those if you don't want.
Oh, I don't. Okay. No. So it's did a whole thing about just being a single guy. Talking about married stuff.
Right.
Okay.
I was like, you know what? Let me go touch back on the single thing. And it's like, any single guys here? Nobody raised their hands. I'm like, guys, don't be embarrassed. Raise your hand, like, just to get the cooperation. I was like, this I missed the life.
Right, yeah.
And I missed the life of waking up at, like not waking up, like getting out of work at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And then going to pick up the stragglers. Like, because most women walk around like SEAL Team 6. Right. They don't leave any woman behind. And then I went there to pick up whatever was left behind.
Right, where it was lingering around.
And my buddy, he owned a hookah lounge, and he's like, you're like garbage man.
Oh,
you come
really?
here, you pick up all the garbage. And being a city worker, I would be considered a hero.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, you clean it up.
Or
right.
a last responder.
Right, yeah.
Here I am. I'm trying to save the world.
So how long has it been since your single days picking up the garbage?
13 years.
Wow, God bless you, man. 13 years. Yeah, good for you.
Two
It's,
kids,
yeah. Oh, 2 kids and everything.
Yeah, it's horrible.
But you still miss the days. You do still look back and miss back in the day.
Oh yeah. I used to go there, and then I'll go in, I'll stop in, and I see these young kids just like having the time of their lives, and I'm going. Even if I brought all my friends from that moment back to like that place, that day, that second, it wouldn't be the same.
Right.
You can't go home again.
Yeah,
right.
because everybody's knees hurt or something.
Or just their knee, in my case.
Oh, hey.
Wow. So, yeah, but it was a good crowd?
Yeah.
They get good crowds.
Very receptive.
Since they expanded it, I like it. It's like a
Yeah, the little room is fun.
Yeah.
I'll go in there just to work out and stuff, and it's fun.
Feels a little more intimate than the big room, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
They're together. They're right on top of you in there.
Now, laughs go a long way.
Yeah.
And you didn't go up in there?
I didn't go up there either.
What the?
There's 5,000 comics on it.
How many are there tonight?
I have no idea.
It's very strange.
It's double-sided, the page.
Well, that's the thing. We were talking earlier tonight where I was all confused because you were saying that Charlie Bequette, I don't even know how to say the guy's name.
It's missing an N. It'd be banquet, but just take the N out.
Right.
Okay. Where he was producing the show, but I even said to you, the poster didn't have you, didn't have anybody that's in this hallway, and the people that are on the flyer aren't even here.
Oh, really?
Welcome to comedy.
Yeah, we weren't sure if the original show got canceled. We didn't know what happened.
Harry Friedman was listed as the headliner. I'll show you. Where's
Oh, really?
Yeah. Huh. And there was some other girl. There were 2 girls whose names I didn't know.
Maybe they just posted the wrong poster.
But it was the right. It had the date.
Yeah, I was just wondering if governors maybe put the wrong poster up by accident or something.
No, it had today's date.
I don't think governors would do anything wrong like that.
Right? Yeah. Well, they got sent the
date.
Well, they got sent the wrong one.
Maybe I don't know, but yeah. All right, let me find it. But yeah, and so there's all these people in the hallway. None of them are on the poster.
Well, what happens
Harry
is
Friedman
sometimes.
fans.
Well, I mean, also, Harry might have had something else, and I can't do that one. I got to do this one.
Right? Yeah. Exactly.
So
that stuff happens.
there's always.
All those Harry Freeman fans are let down tonight. But,
Yep.
But they'll be all right.
Special guest Harry Freeman, JoJo Collins, and Debbie Baza.
Debbie Boz is here.
Oh, she is here?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I didn't see her out there. So, yeah, February 25th. Yeah, so no Harry and no JoJo. Get back, JoJo.
But a show like this is a good show to try out some new stuff and everything. How did everything land? Good?
Yeah, it landed, but then you're throwing yourself off because you're used to your usual rhythm. So it's like you want here. Like now you kind of feel like you're all over the place. You're trying to collect yourself, and then you see somebody like, okay, I know, like your time's running out. I got it.
So that's going through your mind when you're trying to.
And I had a black joke for Black History Month because we're coming to the end of it. I just wanted to use it, so I did that.
How's that one?
Good. Actually, it does well. So I closed out with that. It was fine.
How often do you change or try new stuff?
As often as I can.
Oh, yeah?
I learned from people such as Tim Gage here.
Yes,
it was like
of
him and
course.
many other comics here at Governors. Like they were like big time mentors. Like how to introduce new stuff, and because you can't go out of the gate just. I mean, you could do whatever you want actually.
Well,
if
true.
you can sell
Yes,
it.
you can.
Yeah,
But I mean, like I'm very guilty of thinking that the joke that I thought that day was going to kill and open up with it and just fucking lay a big egg. Right. And I was taught go up there, get them, and then throw the joke out and see how it goes, and then rebound from that if it doesn't work. Right.
But you crack me up when you feel a joke doesn't work, and you're like, these are the jokes, folks. Like you acknowledge it, and it's great.
Sounded better in the car.
Yeah. That's what he said.
I really thought that one would work.
Some days it's hard to just get into it. I was sitting in front of the computer today, and I stay in the dining room, not on the couch, not on the bed, not just to be uncomfortable as possible, and just try to focus and try to just lay a set down, and I couldn't do it. But the drive over here, I'd get gas. I put it all together while driving. I don't know why, because you're by yourself and you can talk to yourself in your
Yeah,
car like a
I do it.
maniac.
I do that in the car.
Yeah, people are driving. What's wrong with that guy?
Yeah.
I put
Yeah.
a Bluetooth in and make it like I'm talking. But yeah, and that's also the time because it's go time, so you start.
You really got to get your
it starts.
things going.
It's put up or shut up time, so you start making it happen, putting it all together.
And what about on a show like this where there was a ton of comedians? Do you feel like, man, I want to get up early when the energy is still high, or I don't want to go late because it's, maybe the energy's coming down, or do you feel that as you're getting close to the headliner that the energy is still there? Like, does it matter to you where you go up?
Me personally,
Well, yeah.
I go up whenever I can. I don't like people that say, that insist that they go up fourth.
Yeah.
Because then it seems they got a motive behind that,
Yeah,
but like I've always taken it, whatever's gonna, the person who's running the show wants it to go, then that's the way it goes.
So you're not concerned if there's 12 comics.
I
You're
go
just
up after Otto and George. Who the fuck wants to do that?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
right.
So I mean, but like, you go out there and you do it, and and as you're bombing, you're going, well, I went up after Otto and George. What was I expecting?
right. Yeah. you don't think about that either, or you just,
I mean, personally, I like the middle. Anywhere in the middle is fine. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It could be third, fourth, all the way to like whatever, just as long as it's not like near the last. 'Cause depending how the show goes,
right.
It could be eating crap the whole time, like the whole show, and then okay, here, Roy George, ladies and gentlemen, again, there's like 3 people left.
Yeah,
People just
yeah.
walked out.
Yeah.
Like if somebody walks the crowd or something like that, it's happened. But honestly, like what Tim said, like whatever. If I end up, as long as I get a good set out of it, it's okay.
Right,
But I do want as many people in the crowd as possible.
Of course,
So I've been
yeah.
to shows where like.
Oh yeah,
Where'd everybody
it's gone
go?
Too long, yeah, they all left.
Dude, one time
I've had that too.
at the New York Comedy Club, I think it was when I was younger. I was an audience member, but everybody was leaving, and all of a sudden, Jimmy Tingle, Jimmy Tingle from Boston, that guy, he came out and he just did a show just for me and my 2 friends, 3 of us, and he just said, "Fucking hell," and to perform just for
I've
us.
seen Chappelle do that. I happened to be in L.A. at the Improv there, and I had to do. I won a contest or some crap, but it was bullshit, and it was like 2 a.m, and there was no one left.
Right.
Damon Wayans went up
Oh, wow.
before me
Wow.
and just fucking destroyed, but he did like a half an hour, and it was really funny. And then I had to go up, and as they're bringing me up, half of the audience left, and there was only like 6 people left in the audience. So I was like, oh, this sucks. Well, that's the way it is. Do my shit, get off, leave. Dave Chappelle goes up like 3 people later, and let me watch this guy. And he fucking annihilated the room.
Right.
And people were coming in from the bar. The workers were coming out watching him, and I'm like, I got a lot of fucking work to do here, So I mean, like, it all depends.
Yeah.
You got it. But now I'm curious. You got to tell me. You got to tell us what the contest was.
It was some bullshit from the city. It was like, you win that and you go to perform at the Improv.
Oh, was it? Oh,
And
okay.
then, but it
What,
was,
what year was it? Where was Chappelle at that time?
It was before the show and shit like that.
Oh, so he
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, I used to see Chappelle all the time at the Cellar. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like he was just, he was well known down then, but I mean, he's been doing it since he's 12.
Yeah, he's been doing this like
So,
in DC and all.
it's just, he was a name, but I mean, even the first show I ever did and got paid for was with Jim Brewer and some other guy, and we just, I bombed, the other guy bombed, and then Brewer, there was only like 8 people in the audience. I was like, what am I doing? And then Brewer goes up and gets these 8 people fucking going crazy, and waiters are coming in, and cooks,
Right,
and
yeah.
people are coming from the restaurant downstairs to take a look into what the hell's going on, and then you're like, holy shit, this is not going to be easy at all. So, you live and you learn.
Right.
That's cool. Yeah, it's like it's good to have. I think a lot of comics say they do. It's easier to get laughs in a bigger room. It's very hard to get the small crowd really going because.
Well, that's what Chappelle just asked these people what they did for a living, and then just took it from there and just came up with all this off the top of his head crap. So
That's fantastic. I love
Yeah.
stuff like that.
yeah.
You don't crowd work. Speaking
I
of
don't
which,
do any
yeah,
of it.
you don't do any of that.
I try not to.
Why?
I just because it's been like certain people can do like the master is Rich Voss. He is the master of crowd work, and but to me, you end up repeating yourself, and trying to get the audience to like you and all that other stuff, and a lot of people at the crowd work, it comes across as if it was off the top of their head.
Right.
Like I had a lot of friends of mine like, oh, this guy was great. He was I said, yeah, come back tomorrow. You're going to see the same fucking show.
Oh, yeah.
We talk about it. I hate to do that, but you know what I'm saying?
We talk about it all the time with the dinner theater.
Right. You gotta get back to where it's supposed to, and you have to have control over it. But the Voss kind of lets it go, and then, oh, shit. And, I've seen him have trouble.
Yeah, sure.
But I don't do it. Did I ever tell you about the best crowd? Oh, damn it. The hell is his name?
That guy.
No. He's hysterical. Did the Insomniac.
Oh, David Tell.
David Tell. I'm with David Tell here, and I've worked with him a couple of times. And, I love him. He's just he's great to watch and great to... So, the middle is out there, and David Tell goes to me, Gage, you don't talk to the audience or anything, huh? And I was emceeing. I said, I try not to, Dave. I want to just go right into my material, and get the show going and all that. And he's like, interesting. I like that. A half an hour in his set, he's out there, half an hour into his set, he goes, I don't want to tell Tim Gage how to do his job, but how's everybody doing tonight?
Holy crap.
I am in the green room banging on the fucking floor and laughing. It was the funniest shit.
That's awesome.
Mike Tansey is here. Mike, there's headsets there if you want to.
All right.
How did you I'm not sure which one it is though. How'd you do tonight?
I did great. That was probably one of my better sets. I've been working on it for a while, so.
No kidding, yeah?
Yeah, it's been getting polished.
You still doing the one-legged joke, you fuck?
No, oh my God. In my defense, it was a no-legged joke, but so it was twice as funny as yours. But
yeah,
hilarious.
No,
I'll never. I'll always bring that up whenever I see you.
And I hope you do. It was my first time like really on stage, and I just looked and I was like, that joke's gonna fucking crap out. And
it was the Truson graduation show. In fact, I think you did it. I think you were there. I think.
Right?
I believe he was.
He was. Tim and it was Ziegler.
Ziegler was there,
and Rodia too, right?
I don't remember.
I think Rodia showed up for that one. But he had the joke. And we just met that night. We weren't in the same Truson class. We had just met. Oh, yeah. So I hear the joke, and I wasn't on yet. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to get this fuck.
Hilarious.
Oh, it was great. And you were dressed better than you are now. you were dressed up.
On? Suit jacket and stuff? Or?
No, I mean, I had like a button-down shirt.
Yeah, button-down shirt. He had like the skinny jeans and all that stuff. So I went out there and I started doing my one-legged stuff, and I'm like, "Did you guys hear that guy before?" And and of course they love a callback. They always love a callback.
Yes,
so they were roaring. And then I said, tell him to fucking go back to his boy band or some shit. That was it.
He's like that boy band motherfucker.
I was in my glory, man. It worked out beautifully.
I just remember because I wrote it, and it was honestly, I mean, I scrapped it. It wasn't great writing. It was like my first time.
Oh, it was good.
It was okay. And I just remember I'm sitting in the green room with you, and I just see you adjust your leg, and I went, oh no.
I'm about to hear.
Oh, and I was like, I'm real sorry, but like, I'm gonna do a joke about it.
Oh, you told him ahead of time?
I had to. I was like, and he's like, it's fine, just don't, step on my feet, and which in itself is a joke in there, but
just don't step on my feet.
Just don't step on my foot. And I was like, okay. So
now nice. I think you're the only. If I'm correct about this, I think you're the only person from that night that's still out there doing it.
If I really think back, I believe so. No one really stayed with it.
Right.
And I had a lot of guys that I started out with, just me and Joe Starr that left.
No kidding. Yeah. So I guess that's kind of common.
That's the way it is. I mean, Joey Cola, I think, talked to the class before us one time and was like, look around, see all these great people, and you're going to get to know them, and you're going to be friends with them, and then in 8 years, you're not going to remember their name and all that.
Wow,
stuff.
damn, he laid it down like that, huh?
He just
to get you some truth.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's just a very difficult business, but also like a lot of people do it, take the class, and they just want to try it.
Public
and see if it's
speaking,
public
Right,
speaking.
right.
You know, like some of the smart people were lawyers that took Trusin's class because they had to talk in front of a jury and they wanted to be more comfortable and
Right.
and all that other stuff. So, you know,
Yeah.
it definitely helps out in other areas. So,
Right. Oh, sure.
you know.
I do think there are some people that think, that it's easy and they're going to be a star. And they,
A lot of people think,
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
you know.
So it's going. So you're sticking with it because it's going well, or
Yeah, it's been going really well. I've been sticking with it, trying to just get out as much as possible. Took
Nice.
the lumps, and trying to get out as off Long Island a little bit, get the name out there. Just trying the material. So
good for you.
thanks, man. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
we just talk about writing new stuff and trying out new stuff.
Yeah.
How often do you try new stuff? Are you still working with the same material, or how's that work?
So I mean, from like that first show that we had done, I still have like a couple of jokes that are in there, but they've evolved.
Evolved, yeah.
They've definitely evolved. Like they got new life to them. I always try, like when I go to like the open mics, that's usually when I try to do like that new stuff because like it's a comfortable environment, and if it crashes and burns, I don't care.
Right, yeah.
Right.
And every once in a while, like I'll have like a really good one pop up, and it'll just morph into that new set. So that's kind of what I've been playing around with. But it's been going well. But
Cool.
it's not always easy coming up with that new stuff. It's nice to lean on the
No.
old stuff sometimes.
Well, I didn't know that you were supposed to work on your 5 minutes. When I started, I did 5 minutes, and then I went home, wrote a whole new act, and tried that. And the guy that was hosting was like, "What the fuck you doing?" I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Get your 5 minutes." I'm like, "What are you talking about? Get 5 minutes and explain to me what I should do and how to." He goes, if you write something new every week, you'll never.
Right.
That is true.
You're
You
not
can-
gonna know. You're not gonna know what's really funny and all that other stuff.
and you
so.
can't
Yeah.
tighten it up and
Yeah,
evolve
yeah,
it. Yeah.
Oh, so you're gonna have a bit for a long time, and then one day it could be anything in life, and you'll find a whole new approach to the same bit you've been doing
Yes.
Yep.
over and over again, and you'll do a
Yeah.
whole different approach to it, and it just changes the whole thing up.
Right.
No, I get that still now. When I'm at Guires or something like that, I'll do something, and I'll get off the stage and I'm like, I love that new stuff you did, and I'm like, that's actually 30 years old. But thank you anyway. I appreciate it.
The ladies are peeking in. Hi. Did you want to come in? Yeah, come on.
All right.
Ruthie. Come on in.
Hey, Ruthie.
Hello.
Ruthie's
Have a
here.
seat. Grab a headset.
There's a headset right over here.
Ruthie had a
How
great
are
set
you?
tonight too.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Ruthie. I'm
It's a good crowd, huh?
Same stuff, different day. That's all.
Hang on. let
I
me
was
go.
hoping Adam Ferraro would bomb. That's why I'm here.
How did he do? You got to catch a little bit?
He did really well, and the joke that he's having trouble with, to be honest, he's still having trouble with it.
Right.
But I mean, I was like, oh, it really was going, and you need that pop at the end, and he goes, I don't have the pop. I'm like, he knew it,
Right,
and I said,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
you don't have the pop yet.
So you're still trying to get that, work that pop out. That's what's
Yeah.
interesting is you see a seasoned guy like Adam Ferraro who's been around,
He's always writing new stuff,
right?
though,
And then he's still struggling finding the pop.
Yep, you need that, you know.
So no
And he's
matter-
a guy that works on stage. He's kind of like me. You just like I can't sit home and go, oh, I'm going to do this and that. It's when I'm up there, I feel what I want to do, and he's that way too. And he doesn't know if it's going to work or not. And you're waiting for the joke to materialize. Like the gift from the gods are going to come down and give you that
right,
punchline.
like
And that's what you want.
because sometimes you can work it out in the moment.
Yes.
And then the pop happens, and you're like, "Oh shit, what did I say?" And then you got to play it back or remember it or anything. Because I know he filmed it tonight too, because it's a big sellout crowd.
Yeah, he filmed it last week too. He's trying to work on a
Yeah.
special.
And I know you're always filming your stuff, right? You're always, trying
Yeah, I
to get a
filmed it
grip.
today, and I realized buying a shirt from J. Crew that's slim and untucked was a big fucking mistake. That's
my world.
This shirt did me zero favors. It
looks good, though.
I look like I robbed a toddler. And I put this it's fucking
Hilarious.
it's horrendous. I was like, look, I can't put this. I can't do anything with this video because all this. Look at this guy's tiny shirt. That's oh my god. I gotta wear this under sweaters only. Period. But I tape and record or whatever I can do. If I can't get video, I'll at least get audio because you when you're up there, you miss the nuances of little things like. Or you hear like I could have said this word this way or inflect a word that way or something like that. And
Yep.
it just that's simple.
or even something that hit, you might not have felt it up there, and then you could hear it back.
Yeah,
Oh, they
sure.
like that when I did that. if I said Van Wyck instead of something else.
Right. Ruthie, how'd you do tonight?
I don't know. I was discussing with my fellow comics. I don't know. I do better in the city. I don't.
Really?
And I was telling Roy, like, I also do better in the Belmore at the brokerage. I don't know about the
That's a
giggle
nice room.
room. I don't.
I like that room.
I don't know what it is, and it's funny because the same set, I had people screaming at Comic Strip and other places. I mean, I don't know what it is, but that's comedy, I mean,
Different
one
rooms,
day,
yes.
different rooms,
Yeah.
different people.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but a lot of people said I did good. Even some of the crowd turned around. You did great, and it goes by what they say. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I heard some laughs.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't screaming and throwing their chairs up, but it was something.
Is that the reaction you usually get?
People
I
go
get like
nuts when they see it.
screams.
Actually, Ruthie hosted one night at Broadway when I was there, and I ate shit hard, and it sucked because I was out of it for a long time. So I got back in, and it just I just lost them, and then I got off early, and I was pissed off. My buddy was taping it, and he's like, "Dude, I finally saw you eat shit. It was great." But I was mad at myself because I should know by that time how to get out of it. I had to and I was mad at myself. So it's like I've done shows here, like 2 shows back to back on a Saturday or something.
And
you could do the
totally
same
different.
set,
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
word for word,
Mm-hmm.
and
Same
and
movements
it's totally
and
different.
everything.
reactions.
Yeah,
So it's like,
yeah.
it's really up. It's up to us, really. It's like,
Yeah.
You're going to be, like,
True.
A couple of years ago, we played McGuire's. I hosted.
Right.
You were headlining. And then the very next week, we were both there for Joey Cola was headlining, and it was just a week apart. So my set. I've been doing it for 3 years. I've been up maybe 10 times in those 3 years. I haven't been up much. So my set is still pretty much the same. But we did those 2 Saturdays in a row at McGuire's. Right in the front was that older couple.
Oh, the same guy was there both nights, right?
Wow.
It was the same
Yeah,
couple. They
yeah.
were there both weeks, both
Yeah,
Saturdays,
I was
and
there
it
for
totally
those
threw
too.
me.
Yeah.
I was like, and I even said to them while I was on stage, I was like, "You guys are getting this." Like, I felt bad for them.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are going to get the same set. Sorry. Like, it actually kind of messed me up a little bit. I mean, I got through it. At least I think I did, but it did. It kind of messed me up seeing the same people there. It's like,
Yeah, well, people don't realize that it's, you're always working on it. And, like, it's not like it's 5 years. It's a week. You're going to see the same.
right.
Yeah.
And you could
Yeah,
do
but
that
you
for 6
could
months.
you could do.
I
you know,
try to, but
you
I mean,
could.
people still, like, like I said, I like your new stuff. And I'm like, that's 30 years old that I did. But I brought it back tonight because I felt like, I haven't done this in a while. Let me try this.
Right.
And,
Right.
And you got that notebook full of stuff.
That's I wish I could just bring that up every time.
That's like the Bible for you.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
Like, it's
I
got
know.
all your stuff. So
I used to do that with Little James when Little James was there. If it was a Thursday or Sunday,
Right.
he'd be like, "Go, you can bring the book up." I hope.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And I would just go in and go, "Let me try," and then I'd try that.
That's cool to have a body of work like that all right now. So
Well,
that even
it's
before
not,
show, you
it's
can
not
go-
in any order. That's the problem. It's all over the place.
That's like that. Remember that Seinfeld special? He's never thrown out a thing.
He's got all his yellow pad
Right.
stuff.
Yeah, and he
Seinfeld.
was it the opening or the closing of the show where he was sitting amongst all of them? You couldn't even see the ground. It
Yeah.
was cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
But I don't know who does that anymore. How many people actually I see it all the time, and I
Like
feel like
handwrite.
I know. I see. Actually, I'm wrong. I see it all the time, and I feel like a loser because I don't do that. I don't.
That's why you're here. It's
But
an
you're like-
intervention. We're trying to tell
But
you.
you're like the Jay-Z of comedy. You just go in there and it's off the dome.
No, I keep everything in the phone because
Yeah.
True.
you think of something on the spot.
Yeah.
I'm guaranteed I'm going to forget it.
Right.
So I like while we're at dinner or something, when something comes up, we're talking right now. I'll just type it in like a
Right,
quick
yeah.
note
Yeah.
so I don't
Yeah.
forget it. Because you get home, it's like, holy shit, what were we talking about? Like that, it was so good. Like
Right,
that would have
yeah,
worked with
that-
this
that
or worked
always
with that.
happens.
With
Right.
something in conversation. And,
Well,
Yeah,
when
I
was
became a phone person.
yeah, and then I emailed to
Before
myself
the phones,
so
I
it'll
had
be
paper.
immortalized in Gmail.
Because if not, I'll have Post-its all over the place.
Yeah.
Like
Great
you know.
ideas always come when you're not prepared.
Yeah.
of course. No,
My
actually-
ideas come
actually,
3,
it's
4
always
in the
happened.
morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's always
absolutely.
Or driving or in
I
the
used to have
shower.
a pad by my bed and all that other stuff, and
Yeah.
which drove my ex crazy because I'd had these papers on my dresser, and she says, "Can I throw that out?" No.
Yeah, right,
Exactly. Even though the joke bombed, I'm like, no, you can't throw that out.
right.
It's going to be gold someday. It'll be worth something on
When I
eBay.
started out, that's what Jeff Zabrowski had told me. He goes, get a brown paper bag, and whatever's not working, throw in the bag. And then just write your stuff. And then when you have a day of nothing and you say, I have no material, reach your hand in the bag, take out a joke you did, and see if you can update it.
That's a good idea.
You know what I mean?
Wow, that's
That's
great.
a good idea.
Yeah. You know?
Wow.
Because there were times when you feel like I have nothing. I don't know why am I doing this. Nothing's coming to me.
Yep.
And, you know, that's just a creative process, I guess.
Yeah, and then even when you pull out one of those bad ideas that you had in the bag, it could spark inspiration
Yeah.
for
Right.
something else, and
It
get you
grows
going.
into something
Yeah,
good.
that's
And you know what's another surprising thing? Like when you perform, like fine, you don't get so much of the laughs, but then when you get done, people come out to you, wow, you were hilarious.
Yeah, no, that's...
Then where were
What
the
fucking
laughs?
show were you
yeah,
at?
exactly.
I've been through that.
where were you?
I needed you. What were you drinking?
Were you
Or-
just in that fucking room that you're saying that?
But in
Yeah,
all
no,
serious,
that's
in
the
all
way
serious,
it is. Crowds
right.
are like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Right,
Some
just because they're
people
not
just-
laughing, that doesn't mean they're not
Right,
enjoying
Exactly,
it,
you're
right?
right,
Themselves
you're
and
right.
But
all
it
that.
does. It throws you off
Yeah, exactly.
as you're trying to get your momentum, your energy.
Well, Jackie
Yeah.
always
Yep.
does that. You know, like, you having a good time? Yeah. Well, tell it to your fucking face. You know.
Right,
But you said you had one of your best shows yet.
This one went really well.
Yes, it did. I was, yep.
Thank you.
Yes, it
thank
did.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just been like a bunch of stuff I've been working on, and finally like came really like together, like really well, and like very fluid. So it's probably more confident I've been up there. So
How long you been doing it?
Year and a half.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, so
least
relax, yeah.
experienced.
Relax.
He has less experience than Roy and I. And
You know?
Well, I'm just happy I didn't like piss myself up there. Like for me, that's great. Like whether they
Yeah.
liked it or not, I felt comfortable.
Bro, I saw your face. It's no ill intent.
No.
It's 100%. He's like, what the fuck, man? I had a great time.
So I mean, it's a year and a half.
No, he's 100% true.
Yeah.
I've had, like, you can have a fucking amazing set and you come off and then somebody comes after you and absolutely murders the place.
Yeah.
And you just
You're gonna constantly learn, man.
No, that's fine.
It's
I don't even expect like
your face is like, hey, man, you
I shot you down, huh?
took the wind out of his sails.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. You know,
He's quitting.
I'm just no.
when I play it back, it might not have been as good as I thought. Shit.
But I was always taught that the first 1,000 doesn't count
Yeah.
and all that other
Yeah,
stuff. So I
right,
never really
right.
looked at like my first 5 years. I was just like concentrating on my shit. That was about it.
Yeah.
And my stage presence, what to do with a mic and all
Right.
that other crap. And
So they told you, the first 1,000 doesn't count. So you were counting the whole time.
no, I was
990. I'm almost there. Soon it'll start
Yeah.
counting. Who the hell was that?
Yeah.
John Cipollina, I think was his name. Yeah.
okay.
Thank God I'm not emceeing that show. Fuck.
Good old
You're
John.
trying to read these names.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many comics were there?
13, a total of
13?
Yeah,
Wow,
that's a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
a lot.
So is it over?
There's the headliner is on right
Peaches
now.
on? Oh my
Love
god.
it.
He just was hosting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Peaches.
host.
was
Oh, that's
hosting.
right.
She
So
wanted
who's
to
the
come in,
headliner?
but she had to work. She had to
Yeah.
keep,
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Oh, so
Debbie Baza is headlining.
Okay,
Debbie
cool.
Boz.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now that she's headlining, I hate to say this, guy, I'm actually responsible for paying my bill, so I think I got to go back.
Right.
Okay.
But it
Understood.
was such a pleasure.
There's a back
Thank
door
you
here.
guys
That's
for
great.
having me.
Great, Ruthie. Thank you so much.
Yeah, what bill are we talking? Oh, what, your food?
Yeah,
Oh.
the food, the drinks, as I brought some people with me, so.
Roy
yeah.
said he was taking care of it.
Yeah, there you go. Ah. Thank you so much, guys. Do have
Thank
fun.
you.
Enjoy.
So before you go,
Uh-huh.
do you have website or
coming
like
up.
how do people
If
find you?
anyone
Instagram,
could follow
yeah.
me, Ruthie Ferreira. It's funny, we had
How do you?
Thank
what
God.
the?
Adam.
If I home see this show, they'd be like, "Who the fuck was the asshole? That was the MC."
Adam Ferrara is in the main room.
Yeah.
Ruthie Ferreira was in the giggle room.
How
So,
many
yeah.
R's is that?
Is
Right,
Adam and
18
I,
R's.
Adam and I, we spell it the same. He spells Ferrara. I'm Ferrera with the E. He's got the A. He's
Right,
got
right, right.
the Italian. I got the Spanish.
I like the Spanish with the brr.
Ferrera. There you go,
Sofrito and
guys.
pasta.
Roll them
Yeah.
shit.
Sofrito marinara.
There you go. So,
Yes,
guys, it was
very
a
nice.
pleasure. Good luck.
nice
Have a
meeting you.
great
Thank you.
night.
You have a great
Enjoy
night
your
too.
night.
I hope to see you guys soon.
Absolutely.
Ruthie
Take
Ferrara,
care.
everybody.
Ruthie Ferrara.
Take care. We'll see you.
Ruthie, very nice.
Yes, very nice with Ruthie.
Cool. Yeah, what do you think? Should we wrap? We've been on since 7:30.
Yeah, we've been we just had a lot of
have
great comics
people
coming
stayed
through.
on?
Probably not. But let's do the same thing, Mike. You got. Where can they find you? Get your dates and stuff.
Honestly, you can find me on Instagram. It's the best place. It's Mike Tanzi. That's really it. So 2 eyes at the end. Mike Tanzi with 2 eyes.
Mike Tanzi.
17 R's. And you can find me on there. I post all my stuff. I'd love for people to come down. But yeah.
Awesome, man. Good
guys,
luck to you.
thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike.
Awesome.
Good to see you, pal.
Thank you.
Enjoy your night, guys.
How about you, Roy? You got any?
Yeah, March 23rd, I'll be here for a charity show for a guy that passed away, Mike Giraldi, the former NYPD police officer.
okay.
The wrong name here. And also the 25th, I'll be here, same thing, in the Giggle Room. March 25th, Saturday. And it should be good shows, actually.
Very cool.
I think they're doing Casey Aurora is actually headlining
Oh, nice.
for the 25th.
Thanks.
Very cool.
Thank you, Mike. So, and they do you have what is it? Just Roy George on Facebook, or do
I got Roy George on Instagram and Roy George Comedy on YouTube, which I have a total of 2 videos because all my videos suck.
Especially with that shirt.
Yeah, especially with that. Yeah. So I think should I just wear tighter and tighter shirts just to get? I don't know what kind of audience I'm going to garner. It's like it's going to be freaking weird. Yeah, Micah G's Foundation. So it's like a foundation comedy, charity comedy show.
Cool.
March 23rd.
As Roy George, you must have gotten a lot of Boy George in your lifetime of jokes.
No, never. Not once. Not once in my entire life.
That's why I didn't say any of them. Like, this guy's heard them all. Yeah.
From day one. And the funny part is I didn't know who Boy George was when I was a kid.
Yeah. Everybody's like, oh, it's Boy
Like,
George.
yeah, you guys, your parents like Boy George. Like, who's that?
Are you a karma chameleon?
Oh, you know, that was my bit for a long time.
Really?
Yeah. You know what it's like growing up with the Indian Boy George?
See how
Guys
comedy
say karma
grows?
chameleon.
So you grow with comedy.
Hey, bro, I tumble for you. You tumble for me.
Yeah.
I've heard just about every bit of it.
Yes, indeed. I imagine so, my friend.
Now I know you don't have any social media, but do you have dates you want to give us?
March 18th, I'll be at Smithtown Theater.
That's right.
With we were saying
Oh,
before.
yeah, that'd be awesome.
Right.
Man.
So
With and who else was on that? Did you say?
Richie Byrne and Pat O'Rourke.
Yeah,
That's a good show, man.
Supposed to be an
That's
Irish
really
show. So
There you go.
All right. So, all right. And
Gentlemen.
then Friday night, Donversations with Rob White this
Yep,
Friday
yeah,
on
Rob
the
White.
YouTube channel. And then, and I'll be here Monday afternoon, Monday morning, whenever it is. You guys know when I'm here. All right. All right. Thank you, guys.
thank
A lot
you.
of fun.
Have a good one.
All right. We'll see you guys. Thank you, pal. Good to be back. It's
Yeah,
been,
it was
what,
great
3 or 4 months since we did this?
Yeah, it was
And we-
fun. Good to meet you, Roy.
All right. Thank you, guys. We'll see you later.